and gentlemen, we are live. We are live on a feel-good Friday night, folks. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the show. It is the mega stream as we have so much coming your way. WWE SmackDown from Berlin. TNA Emergence is already kicking off. New Japan Capital Collision is already rolling. We got multiple screens and a little bit of Rampage at the end of the night, folks. We got so much to talk about on the eve of Bash in Berlin. So strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel good, and welcome to the Wrestling for Life Network. Let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We are live and back at it again, folks. Like I said, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. This is another live stream, and happy Friday to everybody out there. A long weekend for many of us, so happy long weekend. Again, it's kind of the unofficial end of the summer heading into the fall, but we got more fun and more things coming your way throughout the fall, winter, and every other season, folks. But it's going to be a crazy night here on the channel as we got TNA Emergence, as Kazarian is getting in the ring. By all means, you can throw in some predictions. Kushida's coming out as well. As I mentioned, New Japan's going, but we are here for SmackDown. Remember, no spoilers. If you drop some spoilers, we might have to boot you out. The internet already spoiled one thing for me, and I'm mad at them for it. But we got lots to talk about. We got lots to get into, and we are going to be here for the next few hours. Me and that pretty face have all your action, folks. So click all those buttons. Get in that chat. Don't be quiet. Don't be shy. I want to see triple digits, and I will remind you, I am Mr. Everynight KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube. That is Big Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight KJ White. I'm Big Nick, and you were speaking about falling, my God. I think we've fallen into a giant pit of wrestling here tonight. Because like you said, we got 3 screens open. I got 3 windows open. We got 3 shows going on. And that's only because we can't watch more. We can't fit more on the screen at this point. But
I need more eyeballs.
We're gonna just evolve into like iguana people or something. Where we just they sentient and move separate of each other.
Yeah, there's an 8-man tag going on at Capital Collision, folks. Again, if you want to talk about any of the wrestling, get in that chat. I know some of you out there are watching New Japan. Let us know what you're watching. Frankie Kazarian's getting beat up by Kushida as we speak, and SmackDown hasn't even started yet. But Nikki Bella is on TMZ.
Oh, I have heard about this. I want to tread lightly because of the situation, but yeah, leave the fucker. Leave the fucker.
Not going to say too much at this point because a lot is unknown, but we'll see how this plays out. Nobody likes that kind of situation, and again, I hope it all works out for everybody because it doesn't sound so good.
Well, speaking of things that might not go so good for people involved, do we want to talk about the Vince McMahon documentary that's coming out on Netflix?
Let's go. Yeah, I mean,
I'm very interested.
Pumped, dude. I want to see how liberal the Netflix people were putting this together. How much range did they get? How much is it like a telling of Vince's narrative or telling of everyone else's narrative? That's what I want to know.
It's going to be very interesting because I don't know how much WWE was involved, if at all. Clearly, obviously, Vince wasn't involved. And from what I heard of Janelle Grant and her attorney hadn't been contacted about anything with it either. So it's going to be very interesting, like you said, of how far they go with it, what they talk about, what they hit on. And I guess I've heard it's going to be like 5 or 6 1-hour episodes.
Yeah, it's like a mini series. So
yeah.
I'm super excited for it. I'm interested. We know the villain the man has become, but that story unto itself is all compelling. And I feel like you could do this 5-part series or whatever it's going to be and only do like the first 40, 50 years of his life. Like there's a lot to unfold with this man. So I just want to see what it is, what the narrative is, how deep they go, and see if there's anything in there, kind of doing what we do. We feel like we know a lot of the things we've heard that story. I want to see if there's anything new, right? Is there anything that we haven't heard in the telling of this?
Well, and it still is going to be really interesting to see where things went awry, how things went, and everything. Because, like you said, we know the man's a villain. He's played a villain on TV growing up, all of our childhoods, and everything like that. But he's responsible, love it or hate it, for the reason we're here, essentially. So the reason most of us are all wrestling fans is because of that. So I want to see where we got from there to where we got to McMahon now.
Yeah, I want to know that, and that's the curious part of it all is like I want to see some of the ins and outs. I want to see how he's portrayed. Is he portrayed as the lovable kind of big head figure that was a bit rough around the edges, but was a loving guy, or are they gonna paint him as that monster that step on everybody to get where you want, and everybody is expendable? So we'll see.
Right. As Kushida right now in control, as Kevin Knight just eats a high low on New Japan.
Right. So folks, if
crossovers and all the wrestling, sorry.
Right. So folks, if you are just tuning in right now, we are watching Emergence, as you can see there. Emergence is rolling on right now. Like I said, we got almost called him Eddie, Frankie Kazarian and Kushida. We got a multi-man match going on in New Japan, and we will be here for SmackDown to give you our reaction. Nick and I do not know, for the most part, of what went on today. So you're going to get our first, knee-jerk gut reactions to all the action tonight. And we're going to talk a lot about Berlin. So again, make sure you get in that chat. Take this link, share it with all your friends, and let's see if we can hit that 200 mark all over again. I'm getting greedy.
Right. Absolutely. Did you happen to catch any of the kickoff earlier today?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
It was really good. I think these kickoffs do a good job of getting you excited for the shows. It's very cookie cutter. Everyone's just coming out and cutting their promo. There's no real scuffles or anything. It's treated almost like a UFC media scrum where, you're not, not only do you not fight, but you're in deep shit when you do fight. So I like that we don't see a whole lot of brawls, maybe a little bit of nose to nose, but everyone's on their professional behavior. But the crowd in Germany, they were live. Punk got a mix of cheers and boos. Surprised me a little bit. There was some kind of like, we don't know. Gunther, man, you could shit. The guy's a star.
And told you, heroes welcome.
Oh yeah, but it was cool to see Gunther step into it because we're so used to the no bullshit, serious, wrestling is sacred Gunther. To see him kind of smiling and playing with the crowd and talking German, it was really good. He was really good. The energy is really good. So I'm optimistic for tomorrow's crowd.
Yeah, I think that's really the most that I've heard about tonight is obviously the crowd was pretty good, which I mean, it's a foreign crowd, so that's pretty easy to say. But yeah, I caught clips of the kickoff and it seemed, I didn't know if Punk got such a mixed reaction. I saw him go amongst the people and everything a little bit. So I think he got a pretty solid reaction.
Yeah, I think the majority were with him. But Drew McIntyre got some cheers, right? Like it's this blended. Like some people don't like Punk and want to see him get whooped.
They're Germans, they like assholes.
So again, I thought it was really good. Liv and Dom, the amount of heat they're getting, it's ridiculous. And now they're literally at the point where it's different than Rhea and Dom in the sense that they seem to be more comfortable with pushing the envelope and jumping up in his arms and the kissing, and so it's making you want to throw up and slap them.
I saw her and I was like, has she just been chewing the same piece of gum this entire fucking time? Because the constantly, whether she's yapping or chewing or whatever, the jaw is constantly fucking going.
Fair question. But yeah, I mean, overall, the kickoff was good. I like the way they do this now. It feels like there's a pattern to it. You do the press conference, kind of get everybody psyched for it. It's more for the local crowd. It's cool they televise it, but man, if you were going to the show that night, you go to the kickoff, then go, waltz down the road, grab some food and shit, and then get in the building for the night. I think it's a real smart thing to do.
Oh yeah, it's a good way to get the crowd all riled up before literally the go home show.
Right,
100%. It's so a little pep rally. It's a wrestling pep rally.
Yeah, 100%. It is 100% that pep rally, and you just get all hyped up about, kind of, what's about to come. So It was good. It was good. The only thing I missed really was I didn't see much of Cody and KO. I don't know how that went.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I didn't see any of that either. But maybe the people will let us know. Do we want to say hi to the people? As just for sync up purposes, I'm at 1852, 51, 50 on Emergence.
Yeah, 48, 47. Yeah.
Yeah, we're good. We're perfect. So,
right. So Kazarian is in control of Kushida, folks. And yeah, the 8-man tag might be coming to an end.
I have Bullet Club War Dogs. It seems like they picked up the victory here because they're just kind of walking off.
Right. Michael, good to see you. Our pleasure. Thank you for viewing this uploading. We appreciate it. We appreciate it, sir. Odds, welcome back. Hit that like button, folks. Hit the like button if you're watching. Give that algorithm a little massage. And if you want to click those little emojis as well, that always helps out. Joshua, welcome. See you guys tonight. Well, it is tonight. ABJ, welcome back. Roddy, welcome. Kevin, how you doing, Kevin? Michael, welcome back. Remember, no spoilers. Roddy, Code Hater. When New Japan, right now, Code Hater. We're watching it
right now.
Current time, Spaz, no spoilers, but I'm glad I watched SmackDown already so I can focus on TNA. Well, you keep that shit to yourself, but welcome, sir. Wrestling Proud 87, welcome back. What's up, Big Dog? How you doing, sir? Hope you're well, keeping healthy.
Right.
But Darius.
There you go. You got it. I'm a big kid now. Oh, there you got a bubble.
Welcome, Bradley. AD, I see you. Christian Power with a novel. What's up, everybody? Before we begin, shout out to TV's family. This one's a tough one, Nick, and we won't get too far into it because it will get all heavy and emotional in here really quick with this one. For those who don't know, Johnny Gaudreau, a member of the Columbus Blue Jackets, and his brother were lost their lives in an accident with a drunk driver. So tragic, absolutely tragic. They were in town for their sister's wedding. So days before their sister's wedding, she loses two brothers. They lose two sons. Johnny was a great guy, great hockey player. It is absolutely heartbreaking. He's a father. They're both fathers. So again, thoughts and prayers to the entire family. We say it all the time on this channel, folks. Life is short. Love somebody today. Be positive. There's so much bad shit going on in this world. You can flip your thumb for 2 seconds. So cherish every moment. Try and find the happy side. And if you're feeling blue, join us here at the Wrestling for Life Network. We'll put a smile on your face. But absolutely heartbreaking, Nick. And I hated reading this today.
Yeah, I honestly, the first time when I saw it going around, I think James and KC shared it around on Discord and everything. And I thought it was some fake news shit. I thought it was just some hogwash. But yeah, folks, if you're feeling 3 sheets to the wind, just sit your ass home and just sit down on a park bench wherever and just watch us and you'll sober up. Just don't fuck off. Don't get behind the wheel of a car. Fucking walk. Fucking find a driver. Find a fucking Uber. But yeah, it just sucks all the way around, and it sucks like August has been a really bad fucking month for shit like that.
Yeah, no, it's unfortunate. And just to echo your sentiment, do anything but drive drunk, guys. Anything. Like be a smarter person. Even if you take a fucking nap in the back seat, do anything but fucking drive. It's again, you're gonna fuck up not just your life, you're gonna ruin a lot of lives forever. It's you can't put the genie back in the bottle with this one. So walk it off. Be smart. Don't be fucking dumb. And don't take the risk. It's not worth it. It really is not worth it.
Yeah, no, it's a whole lot better if you're late to work or something like that because you're passed out in your car or whatever. Then you actually fucking get behind the wheel of a car and God knows what happens.
Absolutely. But the absolute thoughts and prayers, Christian. Thank you for that message. And again, life is short, life is sweet, and it's sudden some days. So give all the love. Enjoy your day. Find a reason to put a smile on that goddamn face. And I mean, if nothing else, we got some wrestling to get to. So
don't be an asshole.
Yeah, don't be an asshole.
Life is life.
Bradley, how's it going? Spaz with a super chat.
Casper, the fabulous ghost of Kaiju Nikasan. What? First pay-per-view since I grabbed myself TNA Plus. Let's go.
Right?
Now, normally you lose me in the first, or you used to lose me in the back half. Now you lost me in the first half. What in the fucking anime shit was that?
That was, again, keep it coming. See what else you can come up with.
Right. Be creative as much. If you're going to pay for me to read it out loud, as long as it's not provocative or perversive, I'll get you.
Yeah. And you always kind of lose me on the anime shit. Sorry, folks. I go as far as like Pokemon. We're good to go. What's up, Kira? Dale, the OG, back in the house. Good to see you. Tommy, welcome. I think I missed Vance. See lots of people. Damien, the leader of the Hopium tribe. Nick, though, by all means, jump in there.
I got Clay. I got Kyle. Does anyone why TNA cancel my YouTube subscription? Kyle, I had the same thing actually. I got that email today. It's because TNA is doing away with the Tubes of You memberships.
Yes,
they're switching exclusively to the TNA Plus at this point. Because I got the same email. I randomly got 99 cents refunded to me. I'm like, what the fuck was this?
Yep. Yeah, and I think part of it is you're splitting your audience, and there are people that are getting a discount to watch it. Like we watch it the 30-minute mark, so we don't have to watch commercials and stuff. So they're kind of forcing people of like, you want to see it, watch it on Access. Let's go.
Right. Chris LeClaire, what up? Joe Black, what up? Streets are saying if KJ wants to see KO, then he should look in the mirrors. Is MDB.
Right. Funny. Where's Chris?
Ooh, Chris, right there. My girl Bailey returns. There's Chris LeClaire.
Yeah. He's going in the penalty box.
Oh, okay. Sorry, didn't mean to call you out there, Chris. I don't know what you did, but you probably deserved it. Matthew Childs, what's up? Steven Elimination Chambers, what's up, KJ and Nick? Which match you guys looking forward to on TNA Emergence? Ooh.
Ultimate X is going to be a banger in the main event. The main event trumps it. I know that's a bit of an easy answer, but it's an hour 1 hour Iron Man match. The Iron Man of YouTube can't say Iron Man match apparently, so that's great.
There you go.
But yeah, Dolph and Josh are going to absolutely cook.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the hour Iron Man match kind of has to take it. I'm interested too to see what monster Matt Cardona has, unearthed to take on PCO here, because I talked about it. I think it could be Abyss. I can't remember exactly who you and Anthony thought it could have been. I've seen people even felt maybe it's a Bobby Lashley or something. This is how he shows up in TNA.
That'd be great.
Dijak, who showed up in MLW last night.
Mm-hmm. By the way, Chris got put in the penalty box because he walked in with a spoiler. The first message he sends out is a fucking spoiler. So he can go sit in the penalty box for 5 minutes. And if anybody else wants to join him.
Fair enough. I thought he did something serious, but he just got put in the penalty box. All right. You got 5 minutes for high spoiling. 5 minutes for high spoiling.
Spaz with $10 in the bank. Okay, back to the OG, Kayfabe, Jayfabe, and Large Nicholas. I got 3 previews, Emergence Bash in Berlin. No Mercy available now. Where your vid and pod plugging over pause. All right, folks. Go check out Spaz. Go give him some love because he has been nothing but generous. So thank you, sir. Thank you.
Right. Sounds like a fast food order, though. I'll have the Kayfabe, Jayfabe with a Large Nicholas on the side.
That sounds like a fun night. Let's go.
Whoa.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I will remind everybody, SmackDown is starting in about 10 minutes. Make sure you go check out the merch store. We are raising money for the North American World Literacy Foundation. In honor of our 5-star general out there, we have decided to come out with a shirt, raise money for a good cause in honor of Nick's B-Day, which is around the corner. This is what we do every year. We raise a little bit of money. So this one's a good cause. Go get your t-shirt. We want to sell as many t-shirts as we can. And anybody you know out there that does not like Mr. or Uncle Dave, by all means, send them this link.
Yeah, anyone who agrees that good old tuna has gone past his expiration date, gone past his sell-by date, and clearly, if they've watched us for a long time, as we even both stutter there, we clearly need the literacy too, so we need to help folks.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's a good cause, folks. Again, it's for the future generation. So right now, I have a door being set up between the ring and the apron on New Japan, as this match has been. I'm not even sure who's in this match at the moment, but they are tearing the place apart. And Shira here on TNA.
Yeah, I was like, okay, been a minute, my guy.
Was he
Is he the monster taking on PCO?
Yeah, Shira taking on PCO
on a pre-show. Why? Why would you built this up? This was going to be cool, and you gave us Shira. You couldn't even get Jinder. You couldn't get Shanky. You couldn't get Veer. Nothing.
Right. Bradley, tomorrow. There's just a little too much going on to keep track of anything like that right now. So, yeah, we're gonna give everyone a Friday night of fun, and then tomorrow the belt will be on the line, and Sunday night the prediction title will be on the line. So, folks, if you want to be our predictions champion, be here tomorrow, be here Sunday. But yeah, too many things to keep track of with this one. So
too many spinning plates, too many balls juggling. Pause.
Even though it's like the Who's line of prediction games, but whatever.
Little bit. It's not super serious, but we get you.
Boston, right, what's up, Boston? How you doing? TK back in the house.
Got me with the profile pic already.
What was the profile pic?
It's rest of days and somebody else. And rest of days is in a very precarious position.
Looks like he's enjoying some stuff. There you go. No spoilers. Shut your mouth.
You get another. You'll be the next one to get 5 minutes for high spoiling.
My TV is not working and my internet is not working. Well, Kira, that's what you have us for. We'll keep you entertained and we'll keep you up to date on everything that's going on. PCO has come out. He is taking on Shira, former TNA participant, mostly known for his time in OVW.
Right, and D-Lander's out at ringside too with PCO, which clearly says to me we're setting up the screw job.
Yeah. Where's Anthony? I want to know if he's bummed out about Shira.
No one gives a Shira about Shira.
Right. Well, we had a lot of guesses. Shira wasn't one of them. What's up, Gilly?
And it's one of those, like, it could have been so much more, and you give us Shira, and it's on a pre-show, and it's like, it's deflating. It's one of those you got Matt Cardona involved in everything. You thought it was going to be that, and he's hyping it up on social media. So you think it's going to be somebody big or somebody big, that's really going to get some, clicks and some buzz and everything going because it's on a pay-per-view. And instead, we got Shira on a pre-show.
Right. Mercedes Watanabe, Gabe Kidd, Blackheart. Hey, that was pretty close. Ultimate X and Nemeth Alexander would be super banger. So Code Hater looking for a lot or looking towards a lot tonight. So that's good. That's good. What up? Good to see you folks. Again, we're rolling through. Right now we have chaos unfolding in New Japan, and Shira is in control of the Canadian Frankenstein. And we are about 5.5 minutes away from the start of SmackDown tonight. Make sure you get in that chat. Let us know what's on your mind, Nick. We got lots going on. LA Knight Open Challenge. I do not know who answers this.
I do not either.
So nobody open your mouth. Don't ruin it for me.
Right.
This match got announced today, I believe, or earlier today, or maybe last week, and I missed it because I don't pay attention to these guys. Again, what do you think is happening with Corbin and Apollo?
APA, what do you say? I don't know. It's got that weirdish vibe. I don't mind it. I just don't fully get it. Like, it's not bad, but I also right now feel like I can't say it's good either.
They're more like an organic IPA opposed to APA.
A weedy, IPA, a sour mash, a stiff pint instead of an APA.
Right. And again, Los Lobos, Los Lotharios, Humberto, and Angel. Again, we'll see. I kind of like what they're doing with Legado. Legado kind of needs a win. Apollo and Corbin might be a good set to put them over.
Or you could also see Apollo and Baron. I almost called him Boren. They are a little boring, but Baron kind of just become a tag team of every now and then you get those kind of odd tag teams that are just two guys thrown together that end up kind of figuring it out somehow.
Yeah, maybe. As we got Lawler just chucking chairs, Sabu's one.
Yeah, so for anyone following along with Capital Collision, we have Fred Rosser, formerly Darren Young, and Tommy Lawler taking on the West Coast Wrecking Crew of Royce Isaac and Jor-El Nelson. Not Superman's father, Jor-El, but Jor-El Nelson.
The only other Jor-El we know.
You're right. Hey, but that's a deep cut to pull that out.
Good catch, bro. Never fear, Larry's here. Good to see you, Larry. Dude, we're getting number 3 between the Andrade and Carmelo. This should
Let's
bang.
go. Let's go. She bangs. She bangs. Where's Christian? He always wants me to sing out She Bangs. Well, She Bangs. I'll let him hung this shit.
His ears just perked up. You'll be in the chat in a second. Trust
right.
Me. Cody KO gonna have a little chit chat. Are we gonna lean into anything? Are you still holding on to the idea that KO is gonna be a little more diplomatic on this one?
I think you're gonna keep as Isaac goes through a door. But I think we're going to still sell the idea of KO is going to turn heel. I saw even Cody today. I can't remember if it was on Insta or Twitter or somewhere. He was sharing a picture of his. What are you going on about?
D-Lander.
Oh, I got D-Lander. Tell him to Hulk up.
Yeah, D-Lander was getting PCO to Hulk up.
Right, but
waking up as Frankenstein.
Feed my Frankenstein. But it was Cody sharing a picture of his daughter, like he was holding his daughter next to KO, and his daughter's giving KO the side eye. So I think it's more, again, it's Cody's going to be suspicious of this constantly. KO's not going to go that way. I think they're going to set you up. There's so many red flags, so many red herrings that they're going to tease it. But where does he go if he actually does turn heel?
Yeah, that's a good question, because if he goes heel and is unsuccessful, which we assume he's going to be unsuccessful, then what? Like, does he go back to babyface and Melter style, where he can just situational be babyface? Oh wait, we got a winner. I think Lawler and Rosser just got the win.
Yes, as PCO also just picked up the win as well.
Oh no, a handshake. And PCO. 2 W's at the same time, folks.
Right. As Spaz with another $5 super chat, my guy. How much of tonight affects Sunday? I think Wentz wins the X title, and defends it on Sunday in his match with Wes. That's not where I thought you were going to go with that. I thought you were talking about how much of SmackDown affects tomorrow. Well, then again, I should have read Sunday and realized that that's not Saturday. But that's an interesting shout. I hadn't thought of that at all.
Yeah, I'm not taking Wentz. I think Wentz would be a big surprise, a bit of a dark horse. Nice touch to it if it does happen. Not a bad bet. No better or worse than the bets that we've taken. But I mean, that's a different aspect that I didn't consider.
Yeah, not at all. I think I took Hammerstone in that one.
Right. So Wesley wins the X Division title and brings it to NXT, and Joe Hendry wins the world title and brings it to TNA. A trade. Right.
As we should be kicking off here with SmackDown in the waning seconds here, but I like Keyshawn of PCO over CEO. That last thing, and I'll say this quickly, and we can touch on it more when we get yes, why Shira? Why? Right. But was the Mercedes segment as awkward watching it live as it appears watching it after it's been aired?
Yeah. I watched clips of it after we watched it, Nick, and it did not get better. It was awkward. It had where I kind of give NXT in trouble at times for kind of being that kind of campy and that
poorly acted,
cheesy after school special acting,
sub-porn level acting.
Yeah, it's bad, man. So it's but it was just awkward, and I hate to say this, but I don't think Mercedes has found a way to prove that she is this megastar she thinks she is.
Right.
I'm getting then.
I am not there. I am almost there. I am there with then.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. now,
and I
Nick and I are synced up. We are getting forever on our screen as we speak. I'm getting the FBI warning for Emergence, and we have the commentary for New Japan Capital Collision. That's right, folks. 3 shows right now, plus Rampage. We are the channel that just watches more live wrestling than anybody else out there. Be a friend, tell a friend. Let's get to triple digits as we are coming up to 90 as we speak.
Right. Absolutely. E-Money, what up? Golfer, what up? As we still got people flying in the chats here. Roddy, what up? We clicked on Anthony of saying, what the why Shira? Exactly.
I thought you'd feel that way.
Right. Hey, we got an actual Aubrey we can like instead of getting Aubrey, the Clydesdale there. But shout out Wrestling for Life.
As we get KO coming in the building, Nia coming into the building, folks, setting it up, we got to talk about, because we haven't got a chance.
I know what you're talking about. Commercial break. First commercial break.
Yeah, the step over heard around the world.
It's just bad. Just
dumb.
TJ, what up? Damien, what up? Live in Berlin, Germany. Yes.
Look at the packed building, ladies and gentlemen, from Berlin, Germany.
Das is good, yeah. Eric, what up? Michael Spikes, hey KJ, what are you looking forward to seeing the most on the TNA pay-per-view tonight?
Oh, LA Knight kicking it off, folks.
And they've got the smaller setup too, which has been habitual with everything that they do when they go, especially overseas, so they can fit more people in. Now, do we see the crowd-o-meter, how loud the crowd can get tonight here?
I think tomorrow, I think you make a point of it, because then shit gets competitive, right? And then when they come back to the States and, all right, we're going to do a pay-per-view in Minnesota, we're going to do a pay-per-view in wherever the fuck we're going. Let's see if you can outdo the international crowds. Like, you got to step it up. We've had some very sleepy domestic crowds, and the international crowds are just, man, like, they're killing it for these shows.
Right? Looking at you, Champaign, Illinois.
Picking on Champaign, Illinois. I love it.
But, and most of that's why we have the whole Busted with the Boys, 2024 tour shirt and everything like that, because literally there's been so many foreign shows this year and everything, so many Brunch with the Boys, so many early shows that, I mean, us as wrestling fans here on the East Coast, I think we get it just at like the perfect time every time.
Right.
But it's a statement that all of their shows, all of their bigger shows have gone overseas.
Yeah, and I mean, again, I think it will go through ebbs and flows, but I think they've put an emphasis on it, especially with Netflix coming in. Like Triple H said, they're going to be live in 80 countries or whatever the number is. And therefore, showing up and doing some live stuff, doing their live tours, giving them some shows only helps, right? Germany, now Italy's on the horizon. They're going to go to London, and I can't wait for that. As the Rascals, so
we're kicking off with the Ultimate X, and we've got LA Knight on center screen for me.
And Zack Sabre Jr. on screen right.
But literally, wealth of riches. At this point, honestly, I know we bitch about this and that, and we'll nitpick and fairly critique everything. But at the same time, if you can't embrace it, there is a literal wealth of riches. Thy cup runneth over when it comes to pro wrestling right now.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Think about this, folks. If you can hear my voice right now, you are literally listening to two guys talk about wrestling while watching 3 different wrestling shows. And there's others out there we could also watch. Like, it's funny because there's 2 more that I know of, but we are watching 3 wrestling shows. Great wrestling. We got LA Knight, we got the Rascals, we got an Ultimate X about to happen, and we're still watching a show being put on by New Japan as well. Like Zack Sabre Jr., one of the best technical wrestlers in the world. Spoiled, Nick, spoiled.
And you've got every variation of it. So you've got Zack Sabre Jr. versus Titan right now. So you've got your technical wrestling, you've got your New Japan style, right? You've got LA Knight out here cutting a promo. So you've got your sports entertainment, your WWE, your wrestling style. And then, like you said, on TNA, we've got an Ultimate X match. You've got your high flyers, you've got your high speed action match, stipulation, all of that. Your car crash wrestling to a cornet or so.
That's an absolute hell of a point, Nick. The fact that you look on all 3 screens and it addresses kind of all, like, I mean, it's touching on a lot of...
It's a buffet. A buffet of wrestling.
A buffet is a good way to put it. A smorgasbord of wrestling, if you will, folks.
And a amuse-bouche. I don't think that's the right term, but it sounds fancy. It sounds fancy.
Now, folks, we will not be taking predictions on SmackDown, as we know some of you already know the answers. If you want to throw out predictions on Emergence or New Japan Capital Collision, by all means, let us know. If you're watching those shows, chime in, talk about them. We want to know your opinion on the matches as Laredo Kid comes out. And the German crowd is rippling right now, Nick.
Absolutely. Rippled like a chip, my guy. Billy saying, hello, guys, LA Knight. Yeah. And this is good, though, because we've talked about this. We've wanted this of LA Knight weekly with the title, has an open challenge.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we've fully talked about it, about how it's really come out and been brought into the limelight that WWE openly plans to do smaller pay-per-views outside of the bigger ones because it helps them stack the weekly television shows.
100%. You have 5 hours. And again, WWE a lot of times would have the opposite. The weekly show sucked. And then we were just hoping the payoffs on the pay-per-views were good. Now it's I like the idea of almost the wrestlers being on a merit system. If your storyline is cooking, if you're over, your storyline, your payoff will make it to the pay-per-view. If it's not quite there, we might save it for a Raw. But we're going to put our best 4, 5, 6 matches on the show so the shows are stacked and the shows cook and the matches can breathe. Ludwig!
Makes sense.
Michael Cole, we're in Germany.
Yeah, it does make sense. They've kind of had a bit of a thing going. No, they're SmackDown versus Raw. Forget that part. But in Germany, does make sense. Ludwig's getting a push on Raw, so I guess that's where I was trying to go with it.
Yeah.
But no, this isn't a bad shout.
Yeah, I don't mind this. You bend the rules for a special occasion.
He's going to take an L anyways.
Yeah, and you let Ludwig have a good match in front of his people. Let him have this moment right here.
Yeah, because he's not going to wrestle on the card. So
yeah. And it should be a hell of a match. I'm a big Ludwig fan. And we all, everyone's pretty happy with LA Knight. This should be fun.
I like Vinci as well, but I think the breaking up of Imperium as a tag team might have been the best thing for all parties involved.
Yeah. Yeah, it might end up working out better in the long run. Now, I did see a thing today saying that Vinci is going to debut next week.
Fair enough. Well, so there's been talks about them trying to get a car over to Italy and everything.
Yeah.
So that could be part of it. And is it interesting that the IC belts defended amongst, everybody that's all pretty much domestically born, the U.S. belts now get defended against everybody who's outside the country.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Ludwig's in the ring having a chit-chat with LA Knight. Ultimate X just kicked off and is already cooking. And, Zack Sabre and
Titan,
thank you for the reminder there. A really good technical start to the match, as expected. Big Europeans by Zack Sabre.
Yeah, and we're talking about those elbows, not between the trunks.
Right.
Who is in the fuck, though? I'm still trying to remember this. I got to pull up everybody. So the participants in the Ultimate X are Mike Bailey, Zachary Wentz, Riley Osborne, shout out NXT, Jason Potts, who's the one that I'm trying to figure out what in the Jason Aldean is this fucker doing out here.
Right.
And then Hammerstone and Laredo Kid.
Yeah, Hammerstone looks like Shane Douglas on the juice with 30 pounds of muscle.
Shane Douglas turned into the Hulk.
Yeah.
And Hammerstone next to Speedball. All due respect to Speedball. It looks like the little Mr. It looks like Daniel's son trying to take out the Hulk.
Right. Yeah, the crowd is absolutely behind Kaiser right now. Kaiser. Hit it and quit it. That's a t-shirt. I see Ludwig still cuts his hair like Eddie Haskell.
Wally and Miss Cleaver.
Right. Hey, Knight.
That's the thing, is now the crowd's got to be confused because who do we cheer for? The German guy or LA Knight?
Well, it's kind of the interesting dynamic with Randy Orton as well, because they want to cheer Gunther, but they don't necessarily want to boo Randy, right? So we're going to get a pretty live crowd with, I think, we're going to get some back and forth on the cheering for sure.
Right. As we're in commercial break for SmackDown, Aubrey saying Berlin's absolutely lit. Yes, Mike Rouse mentioning the knee pads. Zack Sabre needs them. Matthews, WWE Worldwide now, possibly SummerSlam UK next year, Mania London within the next few years. I think 42 might be out there in Wembley.
42 at Wembley sounds pretty good.
Do you think that that's why that AEW went to Texas? I know I talked about them shifting for other reasons, but could that be if they got told we don't have that for you.
Not even that. Maybe because of the contract. I know a lot of times, like, there's a window, and I'm just guessing, folks. This could just be completely theoretical, but a lot of times they do have like the non-compete clause of like the window in which our competition can't come into the same building or whatever. I don't know if that would have coincided, or it was just a case of they said to Tony, "Hey, by the way, the dub's going to come here," and Tony's like, maybe we shouldn't.
We'll catch you later.
Yeah, like maybe we don't want to run Wembley 3 months, 4 months after the WWE. That feels like too much of an instantaneous comparable. Like that, we don't want that game right now.
Right. As well, I'll address on a side note. I'll address Real here real quick. Oh, because I normally only shows up on Wednesdays, so I don't get the chance. But open challenge. But where's the story? I hear you, my guy. And it's different when it's once in a blue moon versus every time you turn around.
Yeah. Oh, moonsault off the stanchion. Mike Bailey taking everybody out, folks. Sorry. If you didn't know, we are watching 3 shows. 3 shows.
Yeah. Well, we're watching us too, so we've got 4 shows, technically.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, it's the exception, not the rule. That's my point. But it's fun. I know he's being tongue-in-cheek. That's good.
Well, and I 100% like it. I always like when Real pops up in the chat because I dig it. And again, we take on all different type of perspectives and everything like that. It reminds me of like I watched a clip today of Scott D'Amore talking with Chris Van
for a second.
No, go ahead.
Hold that thought. Yeah. Everybody has swung to like the middle of the X, folks.
We got Hammerstone knocking off Wentz.
She's just knocking
grab it, you big bastard.
No way.
Just grab it and fall. Oh, he just falls on everybody. All you had to do was just grab it and fall. Your fucking weight's gonna pull it down with you.
You're gonna fall anyway. Grab on the way down, bro.
But no, it reminded me of I saw a clip of Scott D'Amore with Chris Van Fleet, and he was talking about how he just reads off a quote about X person talking about how new current wrestlers, clownish and comical, and it's not real wrestling, all of that. And he's like, can you guess who said the comment and who he was talking about? And Chris Van Fleet's like, it probably sounds like Cornette talking about like OC or whatever. He's like, it was Luthez talking about Harley Race. And so it's still crazy at times to think about how the perspective of wrestling is very much changing.
Yeah. No, very, very good point, man. But yeah, right now we are on commercial for SmackDown. The Ultimate X is rolling on. Mike Bailey's kind of leading the pack right now, giving kicks to Hammerstone, and everybody else is down. Zack Sabre Jr. is in a knot right now with Titan.
Yeah, well, is this going to be like the 17th time we see Mike Bailey tonight here, I feel, because even somehow he'll pop up on a GCW show that wasn't even happening.
Yeah, he'll be in the main event of Capital Collision later tonight.
Right, honestly, I'm waiting for someone to somehow do double duty here.
All right.
But Adam, what up? There was Gilly's question I liked here as we're going through everything. Do you fellas find it hard keeping track of 3 shows? You guys do it all the time. I'm sure you're good at it, but it must not be easy.
You know what, Nick? I don't. You guys get to be the judge of whether or not we're good at it. It's It's not as easy as
we make it seem.
As we make it seem. I was trying to be humble. No, there's a lot. It's hard to catch everything, especially when like LA Knight Ludwig right now, Ultimate X. Like sometimes you get lucky and the shows have lulls against the action, but it's tricky, especially when we want to keep talking with the people out there, eh, Nick?
100%. It becomes the fine balancing act that I think we've gotten pretty well at because we do it so much and it's reps. And again, if other people could do it, they would do it, but they don't. So that's why we do it. That's the thing is we've got 3 fantastic matches going on and it's like, all right, where do I divide my attention?
Where do I look?
Right. And now at times it works better, like especially if it's like a GCW and a House of Glory. Someone's got an intermission going against somebody here. But this is going to be a little bit more pot shotting of which matches we want to pay attention to more.
I'm going to be honest. I got to change my setup. So because I got 2 screens to my right and 1 screen to my left. If I had all 3 screens in the same spot, my neck might not be so sore by the end.
That's literally what I do. So I've got literally 3 windows. So at times I'm like,
I think over time, we've done this so many times, Nick. I think we just started to prioritize better. Like, well, what do we want to right now? What do you want to talk about the most? Every once in a while, we run into a moment like tonight, right now, of like, we want to talk about all three things.
Right. As honestly, like that's the honestly, SmackDown's kind of getting the least, probably I would say, attention. Just a little bit of it's not a bad match. It's a very good match, but I'm paying more to the Ultimate X match, 100%.
Ultimate X got a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
But Ludwig and the crowd is live, dude. Like loud. It's the one thing I can really hear is that SmackDown crowd right now in Berlin, loud.
Absolutely, absolutely. Old-fashioned shoulder work.
Backflip Meteora. The backflip knees. I don't know what he calls them. The wax on, wax off by Mike Bailey.
Right. There are guys, Spaz. What?
My buddy and me.
People, let me tell you about my best friend. Where do you think Mustafa Ali shows up next? Well, I know he'll show up tonight on Capital Collision. So, to spoiler alert, that's where he'll show up next because it's going to happen tonight.
There you go. Ludwig in control of LA Knight. And again, good match to start off SmackDown.
Wednesday Bailey up here doing trio O's, fighting for the belt.
See what I mean, folks?
Yes.
Lots happening. Love it.
For life.
We're doing it's like the grown-up scene of like, okay, you look right, I look left. Switch. Switch.
We're like doing the dual interview.
Right. Are we all looking the same direction? Yeah, we are. Damn it. LA Knight on the outside. Trying to use the table, but Kaiser into the apron.
Right. Wentz has got it up there. Wentz is going to win.
No way.
Wentz has got it. All you got to do is unhook it, and Zachary Wentz
he's going to win
it. X Division champion.
Hey! Who called that?
Now I can't remember who was it that said that.
Ladies and gentlemen, Zachary Wentz is your X Division champion. What a match. A little shorter than I expected, but a really solid match. And Zachary Wentz, when it was called out in the chat, I called it an underdog, a dark horse.
Yeah, now I'm trying to remember who called it out in the chat. I have the idea he potentially turns around, and that's what we see defended on Sunday. And that would be spaz. It's like, I called it. Listen, my guy, if you keep spamming it one more time, you're going to end up with, 2 minutes for low spamming.
Right. Dun, dun, dun.
The dark horse, big dog. Who? Oh, don't be one of them.
Zachary Wentz is your X Division champion. By the way, Zack Sabre Jr. is being stretched out by Titan. This match has had a really quick pace, very technical, but a crazy pace to the technicality.
See, I got the entire opposite of that right now. If he's now just got him in, I don't even know what to call this.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
One leg over the other. Like he put himself in a crucifix position to stretch this man out.
Yeah, they call this move
provocative. No one knows what it means, but it gets the people going.
They call this move the hey, how you doing?
Right. Hit me like one of your French girls.
You've heard of scissoring. That's the lawn shears.
That's shearing.
No, he was on earlier. New X Division champions. New X Division champion, Zachary Wentz. So, dude, that could happen. Imagine. There you go.
Wesley, that's crazy. That's interessante.
But again, I feel like there is a little bit of a correlation between the people we're seeing on NXT and the people who are getting a push in TNA. Like, the people that are crossing over are also getting a pretty good rub on their current show, which smart to build it that way.
Just so happens to be just a wee bit, but yeah.
Zack Sabre Jr. with the W, folks. Hell of a match.
Right.
SmackDown on commercial. Sorry, Nick.
Right. No, I was just going to say up next on Emergence, we're about to get Macklin versus EY.
This is going to be a banger of a match, bro. This one's going to be hard to steal my attention away.
Fair enough. I just kind of like this call. It feels like a old school like football call. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Speaking of unbelievable, I will ask this quickly. Oh,
Yes.
they're still running down the card. The walkover, the unseen foot heard round the world because, you know, horses can only see side to side. They only see straight forward or whichever way it is. That's why they put the blinders on them and everything.
Right.
There's ref in blinders, because how do you walk over the foot that you're supposed to see to break up the hold to then stop the match? Are you fucking kidding me?
Look, again, those are just the little details. And SmackDown returns from commercial break. Ludwig in control of LA Knight, folks. And get your predictions in on the other matches coming up. But, yeah, I mean, again, those are the moments where you just shake your head at AEW and go, all right, you're not quite where you need to be. I think the frustration as a longtime AEW fan is I haven't seen an improvement. Like, Aubrey's been a professional ref for at least 5 years now. Why is she not better at the job? But it's because, you know, the refs have been all but irrelevant. Like, I wish there was like a Earl Hebner school of referees that we could,
so you can, you know, shyster off, you know, secondhand merch and everything like that too. That'll be first, you know, we teach you how to ref, and then we teach you how to swindle merch on the back end. But no, and it's, again, I know that to a casual wrestling fan, it is the nitpickiest of nitpicky things. But it's one of those that to someone who watches this is literally watching 3 shows at the same time, they watch this that much, that it becomes egregious that you're supposed to be like the head referee of AEW, and you do something that's so blatant. Like Bubba put it perfectly, I think I saw it earlier on Twitter, of referee should not be seen until it's time to be seen.
100%.
You are a supporting character, not a main actor. So quit trying to be a fucking main actor.
Yeah. The crowd chanting, "This is awesome," as Kaiser goes to the outside. And now LA bounce him off the table, folks. But you're completely right. Like, even in sports, that old adage of, if you don't notice the referee, he had a good night.
Absolutely.
And again, we watch wrestling that's in a gymnasium in front of 85 people. We've watched, you know, wrestling in bars. Like, at the end of the day, you know, mistakes happen. But when you're on a nationally televised program and the mistakes are commonplace, that's where you kind of roll your eyes. When you're like, if you really want to compete, if you really want to be the big leagues, if you want to be the place where the best wrestle, be the best. Put effort into making all of it the best.
Well, is it even a little bit of the holier than thou attitude that precedes it, that makes it, that magnifies it 100%?
Yeah. The same people that rushed online to shit all over Jade Cargill for slipping on a top rope are the same people that rush online to say, "Oh, it's no big deal. I don't know why everyone's making a big deal. Like, so what? So what? It was the whole angle. She was staring at the foot. I was yelling. She was staring. She had to look through the foot to call for the bell.
She had to walk over it, mother. That's what we're talking about. She had to literally walk over it. She had to take it out of her way.
Yeah, and then get up and have the audacity to just step over it like it was irrelevant. Come on, girl. Come on. Like, there has to be more professionalism than that.
I don't even, it's ring awareness. I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's one of those, it's Christ, it's the same thing of, unless it's a fucking angle type thing, but it's the same thing if you watch a sport and the ref makes a call that's so blatant and so egregious that, like, it's stupid that they would have called that or gone the other way. It's that level of, like, you literally did the exact thing you would have done to not make that call, to make that call. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, and again, I mean, that's where you take the realism out of this sport. When people shrug and say no big deal, then you don't understand what you're watching. You don't understand what you're cheering for. And then you don't understand how good this could be when done proper. Like, again, it's just, I want some of the fan base out there to hold both companies to the same level of accountability. That's what we've always done. That's what you should be doing.
Hold all companies accountable. As I've got Tetsuya Naito showing up on New Japan, as I've got EY coming out doing his best Dr. Doom, MF Doom impression.
The crowd going crazy for Ludwig, Nick. And again, to our point, what you said, Ludwig, LA Knight, Eric Young, Naito.
You got there.
222. Shit don't stop. Everything going on live, folks. TJP.
Now, I'm gonna be honest. You already said you're gonna probably be more focused on EY versus Macklin. I'm not gonna lie. I'm probably gonna try. Not try, but I probably just will lean naturally towards Naito and TJP.
Deal.
TJP has done so well for himself outside of when he was in 205 Live and everything. His whole New Japan run has been fantastic.
There it is. LA Knight. Blunt force trauma for the win. LA Knight. Yeah.
Naito's out here in still like a full suit and everything. Like he's having to undo all the button ups. My guy, could you at least show up a little bit like you're ready to wrestle?
Yeah, like, can we speed up here, dude? Did you just wake up? He looks like a guy on the couch. Thought he was your friend.
He just keeps doing this shit.
Oh, shit. Kaiser. As I cheer for a replay. See what happens.
I saw that too. I was like, oh, he's going to get it. I was like, didn't you just call the finish?
Yeah, I thought Kaiser was getting some aftermath, but I'm like, that don't make no sense. Good match. Crowd into it. Nice start to SmackDown tonight. EY and Macklin about to kick off. TJP. Nick, could you see Ali either, especially now with the addition of Ricochet, consider making a move? And actually, we do have to talk about something of importance after. But, maybe joining the ranks of like a Ricochet and Ospreay, another guy that can really fly and go that way? Mm-hmm. Or do you think he might consider being swayed by a Triple H who might book him better?
It honestly depends on what he wants to do. I could see either or. Is it Macklin, McElroyd? McLean, John McLean.
Officer McLean.
But it would be, I could see it going to where ends up and he's in an AEW. He's out there with Ali versus Ricochet at, All Out in 2025. I could see being a thing. But I could also see him getting persuaded by WWE, and especially it's well known Shawn Michaels is a fan of him.
True.
That maybe he gets a little run towards a US title, a IC title as the video package for Gunther.
It's amazing, dude. It's like watching a movie. He's like Ivan Drago. It's insane.
Yeah, except they're fighting in Russia.
Well, yeah. But and you can even hear the crowd cheering as they're playing the video.
Yeah.
I'm above everybody. Like I said, it was really cool to see him kind of put a smile on today and have a bit of a swag to him, a bit of an attitude to him. Because he's so serious all the time, but he was loving it. You just know when you see the absolute joy in someone's face, this is my moment. I don't care if I win or lose. This is my moment.
Right. Aubrey providing us with the name of their favorite Irish street, Mick Lane.
Mick Lane.
Ricochet lives on Mick Lane.
I don't know if you're allowed to say that anymore.
I'm Irish, so I can say it. I can
right? Yeah, I guess so. What's up, my Mick? Who's your pick between Macklin and
pronouncing my name? That's what it is.
Right.
As we've got EY and Macklin, I almost was going to call him McLean on their way. As I've got TJP working over Naito's knees, which are all heavily bandaged here. So TJP very much in control so far.
Ooh. EY and the Tree of Woe, folks. As we're getting a Gunther package on SmackDown, action rolls on the other two shows. Yes, we are watching 3 shows if you're just tuning in. Hey, everybody, if you haven't yet got a chance or get a chance, and if possible, could you hit that like button for KJ and Big Nick? Wrestling Proud, we appreciate that. That's really kind of you, sir. Thank you. And yes, do what Wrestling Proud said. Click that like button. Click those little emojis. Give us some love. Let's see if we can get to 150 here tonight on a wonderful Friday night, the Friday before Labor Day weekend. Let's go.
Right, massage that algorithm 100%. Hit that subscribe. We just passed 5.6K after we were wishy-washy there with a little bit of,
We did it.
someone was a little undecisive of whether they wanted to be fully strapped in and strapped on here. So
Right.
now let's see if we can work our way more and more to 6K. As I see 104 watching with us as we just passed the hour mark live.
Right.
But
So,
yeah, no, the kill shot is Macklin's about to hit it again. That's an impressive ass move. Like Steve Macklin's really been another guy that if he ever was out of TNA, every company's coming and knocking.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's really done well for himself and really kind of developed. Again, to me, he doesn't seem like a guy that fits into AEW very well, but they would have to, they would use a Macklin maybe up against like a Moxley, but you'd have to, again, he would be an opportunity to help mature the locker room. But at the end of the day, Macklin is, somebody had said to him, oh, it's nice to see you like found yourself. He said, no. It's just nice I get to show myself. So he's very confident in what he's done, and he's been outstanding.
Yes, he's a confident streaker. But
I
fully agree with that. We're going streaking. And speaking of Moxley, we do need to talk about that at some point. That might be.
We got to talk about Moxley, and I also want to talk to you about the reports that Tony Khan overpaying for talent is hurting the industry.
That's again. That might be. We'll get to a commercial break or a Rampage here, depending on how things pan out. But right now, EY's eating 2 kill shots from Macklin. I've got Corbin and Corpalo coming out as TJP's just working over Naito's knees here. So let us know in any of the matches who you got, folks, whether you got TJP or Naito, whether you got EY or Macklin, or whether you're taking Humberto and Angel Garza. How far is having Los Lobos, Los Lotharios taking on Apollo Crews and Baron Corbin? Yeah, no, the first time you call them Los Lobos, and I popped you with that because you're like, I didn't think anyone else knew them.
When you don't expect the reference to come back at you like that. That was one of the ones where, well played. But we are going to commercial break. They kind of have Apollo and Cruz, Apollo and Corbin kind of looking like a tag team, Nick. Kind of.
Are they, speaking of McLean, are they the John McClane? Are they Bruce Willis and Danny Glover?
Oh my God. Wait. Isn't it? Yeah, whatever.
No, Mel Gibson.
Okay,
I connected. I made my pathway through the 80s action movies.
We got there.
But yeah.
I was like, it was Uncle Phil, wasn't it? No, but it wasn't. It was
Carl. Hiroshima Tower.
It was Carl. I was wrong. Even my first thought. NXT could definitely use Ali. Desperately need more stars there. I don't know if desperately need more stars is that accurate. They could use
but this is again the question: do you need to inject stars into a developmental brand where you're supposed to be making stars? If you want to inject stars into it, it needs to be main roster.
Yeah, and Ali, I think if Ali had the option between TNA, the Indies, AEW, or NXT, he's already been at no, he wants a main roster spot. He wants to be.
I see your U.S. title or bust.
He wants to be heavily involved in the mid card in a significant way.
At least in the mid card.
Right?
I don't honestly. I'm a fan of Ali. I currently right now don't see him future world champ, but things could change. But I think if he goes to WWE, he slides in, mid card title. But then again, that could be like if he goes to AEW, he might slide more towards a world champ because Christ, fucking Jungle Jack Perry getting a shot at a world title.
And we said that before, Nick, is where if you're a wrestler of a certain stature physically and you feel like your ceiling in WWE only goes so far, AEW is a good fit because now you're thinking, shit, I could fight. We could get Ali versus the Ricochet for the AEW world title, or Ali versus Ospreay, or Darby versus all of them. Like it's almost becoming their identity, the smaller wrestler, the kind of the all over the place.
Is AEW becoming NXT black and gold?
No, they got to take themselves more serious if they're going to be black and gold.
But they're close.
You think so?
I actually, this is an interesting thing that I saw. AEW needs to stop being just a second-rate version of WWE and just be the best version of AEW.
100%. Be you, do you. Like, you know,
do you, boo-boo.
You've said it for a long time. Stay in your lane. Know who you are. Stop trying to be the other one. The reason why we wanted you here and the reason why we supported you from day one is you are different. You are not them. So if you just sign up all the people, especially the ones they're no longer using, you're going to start feeling like a program that we gave up on a few years ago.
Looking at you, respectfully, Bobby Lashley, MVP.
Right, a little bit.
If they show up there and the other person that a lot of people were talking about showing up after.
EY gets the win.
Wow.
A bit of an upset here, folks. Maybe, kind of, sort of.
Yeah, really. Well, the man's walking off like he's got his arm in his cast, in a cast and everything.
Oh, Macklin wins.
Oh, what the fuck?
Wait, Macklin won?
Who won?
Yeah, I looked away. See, 3 screens, folks.
Oh, and then you look away to actually host the show, and you're like, oh, God. I'm missing everything now. The ring general shirts are just flying off.
Right. Macklin wins. Okay.
Is it weird that you have the American Nightmare logo in a German flag?
No, I mean, not now, as we're getting a Nia Jax package.
You broke me with that one. Sorry.
We're getting a song called Mud by Dorothy. We're not in Kansas anymore.
Why is Nia Jax coming out to a song called, and a video package called Mud? Need more mud.
Steve Macklin, biggest win of his career versus EY. Yeah, absolutely. But EY not taking it very. Oh, did they
former TNA world champion, biggest win of his career? I dare say no.
It's a big win for
It's a big win, biggest win of his career. I wouldn't say.
Yeah, we said that on Thursday.
That's a bit bold.
Yeah, when we did the preview, we talked about it being a very nice resume W, right? A real good name to add to the list.
Yeah, it's very much, a TNA icon. Like,
absolutely,
is EY close to like the Sting of TNA?
To an extent, yeah.
He's always been the guy, always there. He took a brief hiatus in WWE, what have you, but he came right back.
Yeah, no, 100%. He's kind of been the heart and soul guy. That's why when they did the changeover and going back to TNA and all that, it was him leading the way. It wasn't Josh, it was EY that was coming out and talking for the locker room. Respect the hard work of the Wrestling for Life. Get in that chat, like, share, subscribe, be a friend, tell a friend. Let's all hug in the nosebleed seats together. Great job, guys. Continued salt.
Salud.
Salud. Wrestling community. Thank you so much, Spaz. We appreciate the support, the kind words, the generosity, and all of the above. Thank you to everybody out there. And don't forget, the super chat is your way to guarantee we get clicked on.
Right. As Boston saying, the Sting is the Sting of TNA. Fuck you, Boston.
Close.
He was there, yeah. Who was the monster that faced PCO? Sheer. Not into Sheer. But you're Scar Shira sounds like a fucking Jungle Book villain.
As a Gato Fantasmo.
Berto out here looking like fucking Lucha Miz. He literally it's like this cross between Miz's shit, Buddy Murphy, and like the Wolves from TNA, Eddie Edwards and Davey Boy. Or Davey Richards there, yeah. As Masha coming out on TNA. TJP with 2 count as Naito's busted open.
Yeah. I think both men are busted open pretty heavily.
Well, I know Naito's busted open, but I think TJP's just busted in the mouth.
And here comes Masha and Alicia in action.
We here at the Big Nick household only recognize Masha Slamovich. We do not recognize Alicia Edwards.
Listen, you have to give Alicia made one of your faves, Masha, a champion, man.
She was already a fucking champion.
Thank God Masha met Alicia.
Yeah, because, Killer Kelly had nothing to do with nothing about anything, my guy. They were already a fucking champion.
Killer
MK
Kelly
Ultra wasn't a thing at all.
Right?
I know what you're doing, and it's working.
Killer Kelly,
it's working, but I know what you're doing. I
remember Killer Kelly. I mean, I've seen this lady like running this show here. Leader of the system. She's like the Rhea Ripley of TNA.
Oh, you want me to take a pause? Because that's how you make me want to take a pause. You want me to take a pause? No, there ain't no goddamn way. As we've got Iceman out here introducing Ash by Elegance, but yeah, no. Alicia Edwards it's impressive to see someone do so much with so little talent, but still achieve so much.
Yeah, it's kind of a nice thing to say a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Depends on how you want to look at it.
As here comes Ash by Elegance. Naito gushing blood. Nito bleeding everywhere.
His name is Naito, but it sounded very funny when you're like Nito bleeding everywhere.
Yeah.
It's very Nito. As we're on the way with Los Lobos, Los Lotharios, I still hate Berto. Why just call him Umberto? Or at least call him Carrillo.
Can we call him like Roberto or like an actual name?
Berto sounds like some shitty like Taco Bell menu item that costs like 99 cents.
I got a bad case of the Bertos, bro.
Yeah, literally. That's what you get after you eat Mexican food. Right. I got the Bertos.
TNA Queen is in the building. Alicia Edwards. Let's go. Alicia
y'all Edwards. The same people who think Spooky Dookie Chews winning tomorrow, so y'all can have that.
Right. This one's for you.
Alicia Edwards is the best women's wrestler in the world, Nick. No, the fuck she ain't. And I know what y'all doing. It's working. I know what y'all doing.
Number one. No,
again, I don't need everybody out. A cardiologist. I need to just watch pro wrestling, and it just gets my blood pressure fucking rising. Here.
Fantasy booking moment between Rhea and Masha. Who wins? Rhea versus Masha.
Whoa.
Woo!
All the strap on and strap in matches.
Yeah, no shit. A slight edge to Masha. Masha's crazy.
It's still crazy to me how I think it was last year when we were talking about the PWI 500 of Masha was ranked higher amongst all wrestlers than she was out of just the women's wrestlers. It's like, the fuck kind of math is that? I think it'll be a hell of a match. I mean, depends on who's booking it. I still probably would take Rhea over it. Yeah.
As Nito got the win, by the way.
The fuck?
Nito with the W.
Naito.
And the rest of the crew is in the ring for the women's 6 women tag team match.
Yes, we have Militia and Ash by Elegance on Spitfire and Jordan Grace.
Cat fight.
Joey Styles out there. Cat fight. Right.
Dang it. Looks like I'm screwed. Lucky you, bro.
There we go.
All right, you calm down with the girls. It's already YouTube 21 plus with Nick's cussing. As it
I try. We've tried to be better with the cussing.
We have moments. So
right. Sometimes they're sentence enhancers, okay? It's a little bit like SpongeBob and Patrick. Hey, how the burp are you doing?
It's just I think it's funny because there's nights where it's like, Nick, what the hell? And then 2 days later, I'm like, bro, that was all the F words out of my mouth, wasn't it?
Like, right, yeah, 100%. Pot meat kettle, my guy. What can you say? We're raised on a generation of, suckets and all.
What is fast? Don't be gross.
Cuss words are a bit like Blue Chew for language. That's a fucking hell of a comment, Boston. You get a star for that.
Well played.
I like this. I don't swear, just yell in cursive. How many people here are under the age of 21 and know how to write in cursive?
You'd be surprised. We actually have some. We're dignified. We're marked as 18 plus, but based on our analytics, some youngsters do sneak in. So
no, that's fine. I was asking just who knows how to actually write in cursive, because I grew up to where
no, they don't
that's
even
all you could write in. I still don't know how to make a cursive Q or a cursive Z.
Is that Naruto?
Naruto.
Damn. Cat fight. We are off and running. Jody Threat is in control of Ash.
Yes, as we are about to we're getting the strong openweight tag team championship match right now on Capital Collision. And we're getting TMDK of Mikey Nichols and Shane Haste, also formerly known as Slapjack from Retribution.
Ooh,
Shane Thorne, and he's taking on your favorite luchador, Hechicero and Virus. Literally, the other guy's name is Virus. I don't know if it's Virus, Virus. It's spelled like virus.
Well,
but yes,
it's funny because it feels like it's a complete sentence. Like, man, I caught the Hechicero virus.
A little bit. I went down to Mexico and I got the Hechicero virus.
Oh, I caught the Hechicero, bro. Corbin in the ring on fire. Big pop for Corbin, and he is all over right now. Again, Corbin getting a decent fan reaction.
Has this been a career revival for Baron Corbin? And granted, somehow he gets over in Europe. Does Baron Corbin? Cutter. But even him with Braun Breaker, I guess now a little bit with Apollo Crews, it seems like we're actually getting a bit of Baron Corbin that's sustainable. Like, it's not bad. It's not super push, but it's not bad. It's tolerable. We're getting tolerable Baron Corbin.
Right. Release German, followed up by another German. Apollo now on fire.
Is that what the police say? Release German?
Release German in German.
Right. The police are there calling out suplexes.
Is it just a suplex tonight then?
Yeah.
What did I miss?
Some stuff? Lot. I was gonna say, pick a show.
Yeah, dude, we're watching. Did they plan that all the multi-people matches could be on at the same time to make our life more fun?
Right, literally.
Tag match, 6-woman tag.
Sometimes the wrestling gods give it, and sometimes they take it away. And unfortunately, at this point, they're almost giving it too much.
Right.
Spaz, I see your super chat. I am not going to click on that because sentence enhancers. Yeah. Kevin saying Boston is the man. What did he do?
What up, Boston?
I'm spoiled with great professional wrestling, says Damien. Yes, and you're also spoiled with great professional wrestling YouTubers such as ourselves.
Big tag to Angel. Facts, Nick. Oh, we got Hechicero crawling around the ground. This is ridiculous. Who does he think he is?
We have good lucha wrestling on SmackDown. As Los Lotheros pick up the easy win, actually.
Well,
and we've got bad lucha wrestling on New Japan, and we've got women's 6-woman tag wrestling on Emergence. TNA.
Right. Jordan Grace all over
Masha. That's not a bad match. Like, Masha, if you want to have a match for the TNA title, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, they've had a couple good ones. Wait, what?
I'm popping with this one, Nick. And sometimes they be middeth. What?
Middeth.
You look like you smell like Chinese food. Thanks, Boston.
I don't even know what that means. We got the bloodline, Nick.
There we go. There we go.
All right, Boston, you type like you have soft fingers. How's that?
No, it's just one. Remember, those in glass houses shouldn't sink ships.
As we got Solo.
Now, there's been a lot of talk about the idea of they're bigging up the Jimmy.
Yeah.
Pause. That sounded provocative as shit. But yeah, I've seen a lot of talk about potentially
Okay.
Solo goes after obviously winner of Cody KO. But yeah, they're really bigging up of them taking out. Well, they bigged up them taking out Jimmy. Now they bigged up them taking out Paul. Right. So they're planting the seeds already of what's going to come back at them.
Yeah, they're definitely laying the pathwork of these are all the people we've hurt along the way.
I mean, that is still an impressive hit row to sit there and show out of 100% of, you know, who they've already laid out here and the fucking warpath that they've walked. Do you buy into anything with the whole Jacob talk that he's upset that he had to give up his title to Tongaloa, who had won it before? I think that's just good old Wrestling Observer bullshit.
Yeah, no, guys, ridiculous. He doesn't give a shit. You got to remember, and I don't mean to hurt anyone's feelings when I say this, but
hurt them.
They're props, like they're props, like they're getting paid. But it's true, like they're getting paid like the whole time. They understand what's happening. They know why it's happening. Nobody's that childish. No one's that ridiculous. And anybody thinks they are, I'd probably look in the mirror and ask myself a few questions.
Right. As up next on SmackDown, we're getting a face-to-face as we've still got the tag match for the open weight tag belts going on New Japan. And we've got so Spitfire. So Danny Luna, Jody Threat, your favorite Canadian women's wrestler, Jody Threat.
Jody finally got a W.
Yeah, well, you said and new. They didn't win nothing except for the match. They don't win no belts.
I'm happy for them. I
new. You just wanted to say it when it comes to Jody Threat.
I saw Grace's belt go up. I'm like, shit, I forgot it was a title match. No, I'm just dumb. Vitamin, bro.
But yes, so Jordan Grace and Spitfire, Danny Luna, and Jody Threat pick up the win as we're in commercial break for a new fucking Transformers movie, I guess.
The animated
SmackDown. Because that's what I need in my life right now is more Transformers and shit. That's what I fucking
need. Bro. This is the origin story.
Yeah, cool. Put it on fucking streaming. I ain't paying for that shit.
You tell them wrestling proud. What did I miss?
Well, Boston was trying to sit there and say how it's a compliment because apparently New England has good Chinese food and everything.
Is that a thing?
I know Kowloon's and Saugus is a hot spot for like when WWE goes to like Boston or Massachusetts or whatever. They normally will stop over there. That's dope ass Chinese food. Granted, I'm just a fat kid. I'm a sucker for Chinese food all the time. Granted, my order's like a carnivore of it's beef teriyaki and just on the skewers, and then it's boneless spare ribs. That's really about it.
Dun, 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 dun. Emergence up next. Top Dollar. Well, First Class taking on ABC.
You know me, yeah.
But we'll take
this is an interesting ass. Well, Casey Navarro and Top Dollar, Flop Dollar, our favorite dollar out. So, well, dollar for me. Is he a loony or a toonie for you?
A loony, or both. He's more of a loony, I guess.
Top Dollar would be a loony. Toonie.
We don't need toonie. That would be two of them. That's not good.
Yeah, fair enough. 4-1 TNA, good start for me.
Rolling.
I apparently set the chat ablaze here of B Hockey saying Kowloon forever. Yes. Oh my god, a Kowloon reference. Yes. I live in New England. Congratulations. It's like KJ making a Tim Hortons reference, I guess. I don't know.
Fair enough.
Well, what local Toronto eatery would you like to shout out?
Tim's makes the most sense, most stereotypical. You were spot on. You were spot on.
But as I've still got the tag match going on, and I've got Top Dollar and Casey Navarro coming out here. And I think it's really interesting. I saw that. I'm not going to acknowledge it, but You did the wrong thing. There we go. I was literally at one point talking to myself because I sat there and even pointed out how he did the wrong thing. But yes, as KJ's taking a pause for the cause. But I like Casey Navarro in TNA. He's another guy that I think could have potentially gone to an AEW. Maybe yeah, I almost wanted to leave for the Kowloon. 100%. Give me a scorpion bowl and some boneless spare ribs. Absolutely. But I think if he would have gone to WWE, he's going to NXT, and I don't know, maybe it wouldn't work so well, perhaps. I mean, he's super talented. And then if he went to AEW, I think he's just going to get lost in the shuffle. He'd be the next, fucking Kip Sabian or something like that. As randomly Big Dog saying, KJ, shame on the ears. I've got Nick Aldis. What is he making an announcement? Oh, is he just going to intervene in this, face to face here? But I still, like I said, I've got the tag match going on Capital Collision. I've got the tag match about to kick off on Emergence, and I've got Nick Aldis in the middle of the ring here on SmackDown. So again, we are here covering anything and everything when it comes to pro wrestling. Literally nobody does it like we do. Often imitated, never replicated, never duplicated. So 100% be a friend, tell a friend. Let's blow this chat back up. We've been fluttering around 100. Let's see if we can get to 100 and stay at 100 and keep it going past that. And we'll be back at it too tomorrow as well. 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Brunch with the boys 13. I guess figures unlucky number or unlucky 13 going to Germany here and everything like that. But we'll be here for Bash in Berlin. Then Sunday, NXT No Mercy, and we're rolling back all the way right around through Monday Night Raw, NXT, Wednesday Night Dynamite, Thursday our predictions for All Out, Friday Night SmackDown and Rampage again, and then we're back again. I think even we're Collision and all that, and got All Out too. So again, the party don't stop when it comes to this wrestling. So 100%. Be a friend, tell a friend, help the family grow, help the algorithm grow, spread the good gospel of wrestling out here. AJ Styles was there on the WWE Live European Tour. Fair enough. That's pretty dope. I think it'd be interesting of if and when we get AJ Styles back here going, but maybe after losing to Cody, he maybe needs a little bit more of a little pause, a little cool down, rehashing, what have you. But Stoner Jesus, what up, man? A bunt be with you and always with you. Absolutely. MDB, I popped back like Zordon. I'm dead. I didn't even know I did. Where was it from? 344. Where are you? There we go. Nick's the man, but after Spaz saying Nick doesn't swear, he yells in cursive for some reason. I can't unsee it. I did get my guy. That'll be the next thing. We don't just, we just swear in cursive. Or yell in cursive. I said that all fucking backwards here. As I've got KO coming up right now. And we're getting AJ Francis and Chris Bay in the ring. As I've got Shane Haste and Hachachero in the ring as well. So again, still watching all the action, folks. And Boston, most Chinese food in New England is Bob. Yeah, I will give you that. Just Chinese food on its own is just dope. Doesn't have to be specifically New England. The Kowloon owners travel to all the big pay-per-views. Yeah, Bobby. I know Bobby. No rice, Nick. How you gonna get Chinese food with no rice? My wife's part Asian, so I got rice on a standby a little bit. That is never lacking in this household, 100%. And again, I'm always a sucker for just being a carnivore when it comes to Chinese food. It's always that one you got to get like $100. Like you can always tell how much of a fat kid you are of how much Chinese food, like how many things of silverware they give you when you order your Chinese food. Because the more that they give you, the more that they actually think this is for like other people and everything. When it's just for like two people. You got to have that whole buffet because you'll start to eat it and then, you get full and then all of a sudden you somehow go from full to starving again. The Chinese food in Barnesville is big. So everybody's out here just shouting out. Everybody wants Chinese food at this point. So we've established this. I'll say when we do an actual live show, we'll be out there at a WrestleCon or at a WrestleMania or something like that. And we actually sit there and have a live show with everybody. And all y'all can get tickets to see this and everything like that. We'll just, put Chinese food on the menu as we'll just have the Chinese buffet. Because that's the best option is a Chinese buffet. If you can find one that's still open and still good, that's your best option. As I've got Cody coming out, I've got Chris Bay and Casey Navarro going out as Casey hits the tranquilo pose there a little bit. And break up the count on New Japan. Big pop even for the whoa. It's still always a little bit interesting to me of how much I know it's Cody and I know it's not fully just the American shtick and everything like that. Live taping at Kowloon post Raw next time in Boston. Well, fair enough. Be hockey. We'll see what we can work out here. But it's still always a little bit interesting to me of Super Americana Cody Rhodes out here coming out in the middle of Germany and getting a huge reaction and everything. Aubrey shouting out the American Nightmares. 316, what up? First official Liv Dom entrance and match as a couple, as I think my camera got out of whack there. New Liv Dom gear, first Dom match on a pay-per-view since WrestleMania. I'm not ready for it tomorrow. Fair enough. I'm sorry. I'm trying to make sure. There we go. Can't tell if my camera's got me in focus or not. T.O. is a dope. See, well, there you go. There you go. Chinese food tonight with wrestling. New show name. We have Chinese buffets everywhere here in Kentucky. Apparently, the goddamn theme of tonight is wrestling and Chinese food. So I'm here for it. I'm a fat kid. I'm always down for it. But as TMDK picks up the win in New Japan, so they are still the open weight strong tag team champions, as we've got Nick Aldis mediating the face-to-face between Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens, and we've still got the tag match going on as Chris Bay just swatting away AJ Francis here. I know I'm not the biggest AJ Francis fan, but I do think that very much him in TNA has been where he's really kind of found his footing, of he's found his character. It's worked the best for him. And it's interesting that I feel he's a little bit would normally be a guy that would go to NWA, but I feel like that's almost like a lost territory at this point. I don't really hear much of any of their shows coming up, anything that they're really doing. Them featured on putting this show out, them having that pay-per-view going on. So Cody already out here dropping some German on the people and everything, just ingratiate himself like a true politician. How the hell did AEW let Cody go? He is a star. I don't think they let him go. I think he wanted out. That's, I think, the difference. I think that there's been people that AEW let go, and I think there's been people that wanted out. And I think two of them are prominently featured and will be wrestling at Bash in Berlin. I'll let you figure out the in-between. Speaking of in-between.
The answer. That's the correct answer.
Right? How are you doing, sir?
Roland, this is really interesting, the start of this promo where they're both kind of being a little bit kind of sarcastic to each other, kind of like playfully.
Like I said, this is a bit of, we're going to set the tension here, but you're going to constantly make it seem like KO is about to screw Cody. But, well, as I've got Ishii and Tanahashi out here to challenge TMDK for the tag belts. So the president of New Japan is coming out with Ishii, prominent feature of AEW, to challenge for the New Japan openweight titles.
I cannot escape this guy. He's become Vikingo. Ishii is everywhere.
Don't worry, he's coming back too. He's gonna be on. He's on the mend. He's coming back soon.
Okay, big applause. Big applause. What's your favorite Chinese food? Like as far as like what I order?
Yeah, you missed it. Well, you
The
took
whole
a
thing?
pause of the Chinese food, kind of just took over the chat. The
Took
Chinese
over?
food discussion.
Man, I'm a fat kid. I'm greedy, but I'm a sucker for good like orange chicken. Give me all the rice. I'll take some lemon chicken's good too. The spare ribs are lovely. Yeah, see, you're gonna get me rolling, especially when the vitamins are rolling.
General Tso's,
General Tao is one of the
sweet
best.
sour chicken.
I don't know. I think I kind of got over sweet and sour chicken. So General Tao is one of my favorite things on the planet.
So no, my guilty pleasure of I will always any Chinese restaurant I'm going to, I judge you on your boneless spare ribs.
Yeah.
That is one of those foods that I could eat until I die. Like that would be the only thing I eat. That's fine. I'm doing good.
Oh shit! Ace Austin has dollar up it. Down he goes.
Right. Well, and that's one thing that I think I was going to ask you a little bit about before you popped off there. Of how do you feel about Casey Navarro out here in TNA? Of he's not an NXT guy, he's not a AEW guy right now. Been out here in TNA.
A pretty talented wrestler, and again, he's a pretty good heel when he's got something to dig into. I mean, again, a place like TNA, the X Division works well for him. Interesting, yeah, that he's never really landed anywhere.
Well, and I think that this suits him the best. I think it's also a little bit like I mentioned with AJ Francis has kind of found his footing in TNA, and he's a guy that, given a year or two ago, would have ended up in NWA. And I'm not talking about the rap group, even though he thinks he's a rapper, but that I haven't heard anything going on with NWA at all recently.
No, they announced that Sandheim is coming back with their infamous spot.
The
Chachi spot. But yeah, very interesting. But right now we got Cody and KO in the ring, Nick. I'm looking forward to this match.
And as Cody's putting KO over, and he's like, "That's very nice. That's very nice." He's doing his trumpet. That's very nice. Huge applause.
I don't need to hit you with a cheap shot.
That's what it should be. Of Kevin Owens at this point should be a more mature guy. I don't need to do this to you. I'm just going to beat you because I'm better than you.
Maybe.
But that's going to be the shit that's going to more agitate Cody than you go for the cheap shot and everything like that.
Yeah.
Of just blatantly saying I'm better than you.
Right. Takahashi taking on Mustafa Ali coming up next on Capital Collision, folks. And top dollar.
I know what I'm going to be paying attention to.
I'm still trying to pay attention to Cody and KO setting up this match. I'm really excited for this match.
Oh, I think it's going to be a great match. I think this is going to be one of those matches that really does well. I don't know if the story is going to help it. We kind of know what's going to happen, but I still think overall it's going to be a good match.
Yeah. Oh.
I know about your knee. I know you're not 100%.
Got an ooh out of the crowd. ABC gets the win.
Right. As I have Takahashi coming out right now.
Man with his own stuffed animal.
Yep. That's his thing. Don't question it. Just move along, embrace it.
Move along. Okay.
You don't deserve to be the champion, says Kevin Owens.
Oh, his title reign was tainted because he only had it because of Triple H.
If you get into this match with only one good leg, what's going to happen when I beat you? But see, again, this isn't a heel turn. This is him just saying, if you step in here, bro, I'm not going to be responsible for what the fuck happens.
Yeah, he's just staking his claim and going, all right, now I'm in this. I'm going to be in this. I'm not pussyfooting around it. I'm in.
If you're going to challenge me for it, this is going to be a thing, then this is going to be a thing.
Right.
This isn't, you're my bro, anything like that. No, this is going to be a thing.
I want that belt. I had a title reign that did not really matter. That was tainted. I want my belt.
Right. As looks like we're setting up with the Hardys on Emergence, and I've got Mustafa Ali coming up right now on Capital Collision.
I don't have many friends. I consider you one of them, Kevin.
And that's the thing, is I think that there's going to still be one of those if they beat the hell out of each other, and then they're still going to maybe, and then they hug at the end of the match.
Okay. Will we still be friends when I defeat you?
I don't know what it is with Kevin Owens, but he doesn't have to even say anything. He just has that great in-ring psychology, face, what have you, of literally he can convey a paragraph with just how he looks at you.
KO drops the mic, whispers in Cody's ear, and walks off.
Again, sowing the seeds of doubt. Now let's see if come tomorrow that they fruitfully rise. I could have said that better, but I don't know.
The Hardys and Joe Hendry for the win. Yeah, up next, we got the System taking on the Super Team, Joe Hendry, Santana, and the Hardys.
Right.
Waller telling them to break up. Is Waller throwing Theory under the bus? Corbin not happy.
Right. As I've got Mike Santana coming out here, and he's a guy. 2025, make way, I feel, for the year of Mike Santana. I think we're far enough down through 2024. I say 2025, this guy is going to be on the keyboards of everybody out there.
Yeah, I think by the end of 2024, we really got a good shout to consider Mike Santana one of the breakout performers of 2024. You know, we knew him. He was around, but this has been his coming out party this summer. He's had an outstanding run since breaking out on his own, getting into the independents, doing what he's doing, winning multiple titles. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to argue with right now.
Right. Santana has looked amazing lately. Absolutely. And been a bit everywhere too. Was House of Glory champion before he was really showing up in TNA too much.
No, absolutely. El Idolo. As here comes Andrade, going to be taking on Carmelo Hayes up next, folks.
And now we get to the section to where everything cooks. We've got Takahashi versus Mustafa Ali. We've got Andrade taking on Carmelo right now. Good googly moogly.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
I believe I will be right back.
There you go. Nick heading out for a pause for the cause. As El Idolo coming to the ring, he will be taking on Carmelo for the third time. And I got Joe Hendry on my screen right now. And Ali and Tanahashi are already off and flying. Mello for the win. That just mashed Hendry. And yeah, did you see that? Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I believe in delete. Anyway. Carmelo Hayes for the win. Takahashi for the win. All right. So I'm getting an advertisement for NXT No Mercy, folks. We will be here live on Sunday for that one. hitting all the buttons. We will be here live for that one. It's going to be a fun one. They did what? Yeah, they did a match together. The entrance was really cool. I thought they were in the video together, and I kind of looked away. KO whispered in Cody's ear and said, I'm going to AEW and becoming Kevin Steen. The Young Bucks say hi. God Hayes for the win. Hardys are pulling a Jericho drifting off talent. No, not really. Not really. And more because Jericho's in such a prominent position in AEW, right? So there's the added element of that. The Hardys don't have that kind of same clout. I think they're just kind of jumping on and enhancing a story. They're just happy to be there, to be honest with you, Chair. While we wait for commercial pause, Bronson Reed on Monday night, Adam Pearce approval rating has dropped dramatically and his chance of re-election is slipping. There you go. Thank you for that, Christian. Joe Henry was just on my screen at the same time in two different places. That's cool shit. Funny, funny, funny. As I got the system coming out, big neck breaker by Ali on Takahashi. Kick out at two. Kick out at two. Who thinks Josh Alexander might show up in No Mercy? Possibly. The only catch is I want to know how Trick ties into this, and then Pete Dunne also. So it's very interesting how this is all going to play out in that main event. Does Trick turn? Does Pete Dunne take out Trick, which opens the window for a cheat? Does that open the window for a Josh to slip in the back door? I don't know. Lots of options going into Sunday. It's going to be a fun weekend of wrestling, that's for sure. It's going to be insane here on the channel, folks. We are back tomorrow, 11 a.m. Breakfast with the boys, brunch with the boys, wake and bake, wrestling and shake. Get your snacks, get your bacon, get your feel good. Join us all day. We start at 11 a.m. We will have all your coverage of Bash in Berlin. Then Sunday night, we are back at 6:30 for No Mercy, and then all through the week. It's going to be a crazy week as far as all the fallouts. Plus, we're heading towards All Out. More coming your way. We got more tricks up our sleeve. I'm sure Joe Henry will lose and go away for the Rumble. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. I'm not sure if they connect. Yeah, 100%, Anthony. I saw it and yeah. No, I'm glad you pointed that out. It's actually really cool. A fan held up a sign and said, I believe in all ego, Ethan Page. There you go. A system in the ring getting set for this multi-man match, folks. Coming back out of break on SmackDown, we are getting a package for Giovanna Vinci. The North American reunion, Josh Alexander, the North reunion, 100%, Chambers. I think a lot of people are kind of hoping or speculating that this could be the case. Can TNA please stop with these neon yellow ring ropes? It looks much better as red and black. They went back to the yellow with TNA. Red might be a better shout. Yeah, I don't know. Detail, I guess. It's safer to believe in Mercedes-Benz. It's Andrade waiting for Carmelo Hayes, folks. Moose for the win. Hater Boston Gamer woke up. Another Giovanni vignette, 100%. So, yeah, they're building him up. He's going to come back next week. And again, we'll see what they can do. They took him out of Imperium. They seem to have an idea or a plan. Good look, good promos. It could work. Team Hendry for the W. Yeah, absolutely. I'm with you on that one, Anthony. It reminds me of the old Rob Van Dam Hardcore Holly match where Holly sliced the back on the table. Yeah, it was gnarly. And it was bleeding badly, but he was stubborn to end the match early. Yeah, 100%. That was a big gash. Giovanni next San Martino. Maybe a stretch, but Jeff Hardy is on the Mount Rushmore of the Hood's favorite wrestlers. He could never get Jericho heat. It's true. A little. I agree with you. White would probably be better. Black. And we're off and running, fighting right out of the gate. Andrade and Carmelo wasting no time. Again, third matchup, so now it's starting to get a little more heated. Yeah, fair enough, Christian. Corkscrew Plata. Andrade taking out Carmelo. How you booked the mixed tag team match. I honestly think that, I think I said this during the preview show. I think Dom and Liv get the absolute shit kicked out of them for a while, for the most part. Maybe a couple spots where the heels get a little bit of an advantage, but ultimately they really get their ass whipped for most of the match. But I still see them winning. Oh, the stomp down to the floor hard goes Andrade. Wow. I kind of like the neon yellow ropes. There you go. But yeah, that's what I would do. Liv and Dom steal the win because of Finn. Damian wants to beat up Finn. Rhea still wants to beat up Liv. And we continue on to Bad Blood. So right now I'm getting a cricket commercial with American Alpha. Funny. TNA rolling on. Mike Santana in the ring in control. And what's happening over here? Takahashi down to the floor with Ali. So action on 3 screens, folks. If you're just tuning in, we are watching New Japan Capital Collision. We are watching SmackDown. And we are watching TNA Emergence. More wrestling than you can shake a stick at. And we're even going to stick around for a little bit of Rampage and then turn around in less than 12 hours and do a pay-per-view. And then turn around and do it again. And then come back on Monday. I think we're on like day 18 in a row, something like that. It's crazy. Yellow ropes better on TV. Fair enough. I knew Nick would eventually leave for the I don't know what that is. What is a Kowloon? Where are you, Nick? The ECW matches were great, but those matches probably shortened the life of many ECW. Oh, 100%. Undeniably. I mean, again, even the quality of life. And you see guys like Dreamer and Bubba still kind of limping and hobbling around all these years later. Carmelo Hayes finally got in the win column. Facts. This is still the show? How many seasons of The Voice have they done? I didn't know this was still a thing. Team Hendry for the win. They are getting beat up right now. System is in control. Dirty Dango tagging out to Eddie Edwards. So are you saying how were you booked the mixed tag? Got that one. KJ, what did you whisper to Cody earlier? I leaned in. I said, I can't believe it's not butter. It seems like it to me, Dale. Kowloon is a famous Chinese restaurant in. Oh, okay. Right on. Do you guys have like a big chain here is Mandarin? Is that in the States at all? Good SmackDown so far, so good, Eric. I agree. The crowd's into it. All these losses, Mello really is hurting. It's really hurting Andre. I thought him coming back. No, Gilly, I completely disagree. He's having outstanding matches. He won the first one, lost the second one. It's not been a lot of losses. And again, the last 2 times they were in the ring, match of the night. So look, the crowd's into it. The match is cooking. And that's what's more important than anything else is the fact that Andrade is cooking. He's giving us good, entertaining matches. As the Hardys and Joe Hendry all do the turn together, smile for the camera. But I do think when Charlotte comes back, there is an opportunity to kind of go king and queen of wrestling, maybe. Sup, MD. Is it surprising that AEW got 691 after their biggest show? No, I'm again, as a longtime AEW fan, and why I complain every Wednesday, the way I do complain is the fact that used to be 800, that used to be 900, that used to maybe scrape 1 million on a big show. Now you got all this new talent, you got all your best talent in the building, minus maybe Kenny, and you're not drawing anything. That is a little concerning to me. And you can give me all the excuses that you want. There's always going to be competition. Make your show really good. People will tune in. But yeah, it's a decline. And it seems like it's hovering around that 700,000. That's not great. It can't be viewed as great. What are your thoughts that Kevin Owen has declined TK's offer by taking the WWE offer to stay for the next 5 to 6 years? I think it's all bullshit, Damian. TK can't make an offer legally. That would be tampering. If there's an offer on the table from TK to KO, it's against the rules. So if anybody's reporting that KO was given an offer and he's turning it down, they're full of shit. He can't officially negotiate. His agent wouldn't do that. Carmelo rips off the turnbuckle, slam down hard. 2 count. What a match. Emergence is on fire as well, folks. And Ali all over Takahashi. But yeah, no, I think it's all shit. And again, could KO take the chance and go to AEW and be one of their upper used guys? Yeah, maybe. But I think he gets booked really well in WWE, and I don't see him leaving. I can't believe it's not butter. The Voice has been ruining musicians' careers and holding them hostage since 2010. Andrade hit the buckle. 2, a deep 2. It's surprising AEW got that one. The Voice is going on start. No way. Fuck off. That is crazy. I remember when T-Pain won it. Hard to believe that Jeff is going to be 47 tomorrow and Matt is turning 50 next month. Insane. We're getting old, people. Huge. Big kick out. The crowd goes crazy. Spanish fly from the second rope. As we go to commercial break, folks, Andrade, Carmelo doing it again. Matt Hardy in the ring. Got Eddie Edwards going for a twist of fate. Blocked. And Ali. Up reversal. Spins through. Big uppercut from Ali. Folks, SmackDown goes to commercial. 6-man tag. 8-man tag still rolling on TNA. And Ali. Bang. Takes a Tiger Driver. There we go, folks. Watching all the wrestling. AEW has the worst marketing department, a worse marketing department than IndyCar. It's like they don't have people to know the product exists. Yeah, I question some of those decisions they make and how they promote it. I even, compare what we do here as far as promotion goes. Yeah, not the best, not the strongest. Do you agree? Got that one. Fun fact, did you know the Hardys won their first ever tag team ladder match at No Mercy 99? I did. Would you believe me if I said I did? I kind of did. I'm not even paying attention to SmackDown right now. This is now the 4th time in like a month I'm seeing the same matches. All right. Fair enough. SmackDown has been pretty good tonight for my estimation. The matches we're getting, and I don't mind seeing Andrade and Carmelo again. I don't mind that at all. Again, the other matches were good as well. I don't recall Cruz and Apollo going against Los Lobos before, but it could be wrong. But if you're not watching SmackDown, we do have TNA going back and forth right now as the system is kind of in control. And I believe both men down.
Speaking of back and forth, how you doing?
There you go.
Yeah, I caught you while you were looking away. I got you.
Hardy taking everybody out.
Right. It yeah, we're getting old when Jeff's out there and he's more, yeah, you're
No.
like, don't blow a hip out, Jeff, fucking thrusting to celebrate
Right.
while your brother's, getting his ass whooped or something. But yeah.
Right. Takahashi gets the W, folks.
Interesting. Suspicious minds make me think of Ali as they're exchanging words back and forth here. But so if Ali doesn't get the win here and they're not going to continue anything, maybe he's not going to be readily available. So we might be with a company that wouldn't have an open relationship with New Japan, if you know what I'm saying. Larry, why the hell are you calling me Kanye Nick? That's insulting.
It could be one of those things, Nick, and it's Nick West, guys. Stop that. It's not funny.
North South.
Funny. Where we've seen these like farewell tours where they'll kind of run back their booking backwards and kind of go to all their spots and have a goodbye match.
That's what we thought we saw with Motor City a bit.
Well, they had a goodbye tour. We don't know where they went.
Who they were saying goodbye to.
Right.
As this has been a phenomenal match between Andrade and Carmelo. I know Boston said, well, you're seeing the same match, but they always have good matches. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
Because at times it does become repetitive. But when every time they do it, it's a hell of a match and it's different. Mm-hmm. It's not just let's run back the same match. It's different every time. I dig it.
Yeah, but for me, Nick, it's like, baseball has 3-game series, 4-game series. And if you're in a heated series with the Yankees or the Sox and you're feeling it, like, those are good weekends. I'm not like, oh, fuck the Yankees again. You kind of look forward to those rivalries. Like, it's like when Montreal comes to town, that's that's a ear perk moment. So when these two are going to fight, yeah, we've seen it, but we kind of want to see it. We want more.
Do I dare say?
Oh, my God.
Two
another kick out. The best back elbow in the business.
100%. Fuck your Judas effect. Respectfully, Eddie, you don't do it better than this, man. And it always works better too because you get that like the giant boot fake out. So you have the feint, and that sets you up to it. It's like you watch an MMA fighter, you watch a boxer or anything like that, and they have kind of their signature type move of feint and then this, feint and then that, of that big boot that spins into a back elbow, always lands.
Mm-hmm. It's been like 4 weeks in a row. No, I believe, is this not match number 3, not 4? It's 3.
3, and I think that they've taken a week or so off. Like, I do get that it's a bit. There's been other companies that have best of 7 series and everything. So, I mean, I'm okay with
nothing but net.
1, 2, 3.
Carmelo with the win.
And he had a celebration party the last time he was out there.
Right.
I don't watch baseball, so that does nothing for me.
So we're fucked on both accounts.
Right. So I see there is no pleasing you, Boston. You just want to be a negative Nancy. Well, you can have that.
Right.
Match 4. Oh, so everyone's correcting us saying it's match 4. Wasn't
the first one, though? They were in it wasn't a one-on-one the first time. Am I incorrect?
At this point, I don't want to fight with the chat anymore. To me, it's good matches. If you don't like it, that's fine. Man. And I see your point, but it's one of those it's good and it's different every time.
It was a good match.
There's no running it back. There's no, we'll just replay it. Anything like that. They managed to have had 4 matches, and all of 4 of those matches have delivered and have been entirely different than the previous match.
Yeah. As Leo Rush coming out on New Japan and Joe Hendry standing tall right now on TNA.
Right. Is this the ending of the system as Myers just speared Edwards?
Maybe. It's been, Joe turns around, scoop. Fall away. As we go to Tiffy. And the
We're
Queen.
replaying the terrible segment from the other week. I like Nia Jax versus Mia Yim. I didn't like that segment. Like the more I watch it now, like the worse, like the harder it gets to watch.
Yeah, I mean, again, it just fits to the character of everybody. I mean, that's why. Like, I'm like, okay, I get it. I'm not my cup of tea, but that's it's supposed to be kind of what they wanted to do there. So I give them points for it being cringe. They wanted it to be cringe.
Fair enough. Fair enough. As I've got Nia Jax coming out right now. Joe Hendry about to choke slam. Eddie Edwards gets shoved off as Leo Rush still in the ring.
But yeah, Nia Jax street fight coming up. I won't be surprised if Tony Khan has himself winning the world title and book himself as the tribal Khan. Yeah, good luck.
Well,
I criticize all wrestling the way I personally.
We can still talk about later on or at some point here of it's not your company anymore. And I saw some people with a great theory that Moxley's been so confused. He thought Tony Schiavone was running the company the whole time. And so he thought he was actually talking to the guy. He just realized the other day that Tony actually runs it. And so that's why he was saying to Tony Schiavone, I knew the guy who owned this was Tony, but it's not your company anymore. It's Tony Khan.
Right. Huge clothesline by Santana. Then he eats one from Myers as we are getting Nia Jax, Mia Yim up next.
Well, we talked about earlier about your stacking your weekly shows. So far, we've had the go home show for the go home SmackDown for Bash in Berlin has a street fight, had the Cody and Kevin Owens confrontation. We already had the LA Knight Open Challenge and everything with Ludwig that kicked off everything. So again, we talked about you're stacking your weekly shows too, and this is doing pretty well. Like some of these matches could have been on the pay-per-view, but are they better suited on a SmackDown?
Yeah. And again, you can't really get mad. You can't really complain of like, all right, we got 2 title matches, a rivalry match between Carmelo and Andrade that cooked. Like
facts.
Again, same thing with Mondays. Mondays is full of shit now. Like they're not just saving it for the pay-per-view. They understand that they got shows. The shows need to be entertaining on the way to pay-per-views. So we've seen the show quality improve. And it is what it is, man. I think they've got something here special.
Well, and it's a bit of like what you even said of once you get to a certain point, like you're not doing a Punk Drew on a Raw, but you're going to do that on a pay-per-view. You build the angle to it on Raw, but you'll have, a Nia, Mia Yim, Mishin match on SmackDown of finding that balance of what you're going to save for a pay-per-view.
Yo! Eddie Edwards steals the pin on Matt Hardy. The System. Just when you thought they might be breaking up, they pick up another win.
Boo, boo, boo.
Way wrong. That's what I get for copying Anthony.
Well, terrible of us to copy the TNA Insider and everything like that.
I thought you picked the System.
I don't fucking know who I picked at this point with this match.
Baseball after that only became about contracts and scandals. That's a side topic we don't need to get into. 6-1, 1, 2, 3 scandals. Gotcha the first time. 4.3 TNA or 4-3 for TNA. Folks, SmackDown is on commercial. The System picked up a win.
See, honestly, I will say that though. I know we do the predictions. I know we're going to do that tomorrow and everything like that. I much rather see when people are in the chats of I was, 3-4, 5-2, 4-3, what have you, of being wrong on some things because that's when wrestling's at its greatest because when it still can keep people who watch it regularly guessing.
100%. That's what it's all about. And I gave Tony Khan his flowers going into All In where a good chunk of the matches, I couldn't really put my finger on a guaranteed outcome. I think, you get the Cody Rhodes where that's what I love because when you have those heavy favorites, when you do have that heavy favorite get upset, it's a big fucking deal. Like if KO was to pull this one off, we'd be sitting there with our jaws on the floor. So that's what they've set up by doing it this way. I hate when like you look at the chat and everyone's just like 7-0 across the board. It's silliness.
Well, yeah, when it's too predictable, I get it, but it's almost like it has that slightly less enjoyable versus when it's literally of guessing it of, oh, you got that right. Oh, I can't believe you got that right. Da, 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 da.
No, but plus, like, you look what happened with like me and you when it came to Damien and Drew and stuff like that. When there is a difference, you create a variance in the opinion, you create debate, you create interest. Now I want to see my guy go over, you want to see your guy go over. Now we're screaming and cheering about it. That's the game.
Yeah, Kalani Jordan versus Wendy Chu somehow became the greatest build-up match on NXT No Mercy just because of how much we got heated and debated over it.
Just because you see the glory of Chu. It's not my fault.
I don't want to see Dookie. But as looks like we're setting up for the main event of Emergence. Whoa.
Are we? No, I thought we're getting the open challenge for the TNA knockouts next.
No. Knockouts was Jordan Grace. So that was...
Oh, next week. Oh, okay. I misread that. So you're right.
Fair enough. Yeah. So we're getting to the main event, the Iron Man match, as we're getting a video package of Bianca and Jade talking about the tag titles. We're talking about Bash on SmackDown, and we've got Lio Rush versus Gabe Kidd on Capital Collision, which I'm a fan of Gabe Kidd and especially lately he just goes out there on interviews and just says what he thinks. And when he's sitting there taking shots at AEW and WWE while working for New Japan, I think is it's just a fun time in wrestling a little bit.
Right. How many pinfalls in the Iron Man match? I said 2-1 for...
You think it's really like close?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
3-2.
3-2 is not a bad show. Like, you always will randomly get like one that'll go like a lot of them. Like, you get like a total of like 7 or something like that.
4-3.
I'll say 5 would be my line. Whether it's a 3-2 or 2-3, one way or the other. Yeah.
Gabe Kidd all over Lio Rush. Gabe Kidd's signature move is apparently jerking the air. I guess that's the thing he does.
You said it.
I'm just reporting, folks. I'm just reporting. Josh Alexander for the win. Does NXT send another woman? Open challenge for Jordan Grace. That feels like they're opening a door potentially.
Perhaps. But who would it be? Who? Jada?
She just had a title shot and didn't go so well, so maybe not.
Well, who we haven't gotten through No Mercy, spoiler. Well, and that's going to be the interesting thing because it's who do they send, and it's almost like who do you send that you don't want back? Like who do you send that you know is taking an L?
That's a good question. Wendy Chu, Jordan Grace. Let's go 1-on-1.
Fucking hell. Shit.
I can picture you guys doing a live stream to WrestleMania 6 and a Hogan Warrior match. What was happening? You guys would be going nuts.
Fun fact, that's actually one of like my first memories watching wrestling. Is going to the corner gas station that I'd ride my bike to get a VHS tape and watching WrestleMania 6 on VHS because you had the IC champ of the Ultimate Warrior taking on the world champ Hulk Hogan. And yes, that's like one of my core memories unlocked when it comes to wrestling.
Right, absolutely. This will be a banger. This is going. I predict this will be one of the matches of the year because it's just the performers, and they're going to go an hour, Nick. Like it's going to be really hard not to give this match attention. I know we're watching 3 shows, but Josh Alexander, Nick Nemeth, Iron Man match. This could be one of, if not the match of the year, if it lives up to its hype and potential.
Oh, 100%. As I've got Mia Yim cutting a promo of you don't have to like me, but you after tonight you will respect me as she's out here walking with Kenny the kendo stick. She's going full Raven with the wife beater and the bandanas and the shopping cart full of toys and treats. As speaking of toys and treats, we've got Bradley being super generous out here of gifting 5 Wrestling for Life Network memberships out there, and then also add an extra one onto it. So he's got the 6 for the 6-star general. He's out there like the Meltzer shirt. He got 6 stars. But appreciate it, Bradley, 100%. And again, 100% be a member, hit that like, share, and subscribe, be a friend, tell a friend, hit all the buttons, hit all the bell notifications, because nobody does it like we do. Again, we do what we do because nobody can do what we do, so that's why we do what we do.
Scooby Dooby Dooby Doo. Thank you so much, Brad. That's incredibly generous, and we greatly appreciate that, sir. Means the world to us. Mission
got game. She got game. He got game.
I love that, Jim. Looking like she fresh off the block. We're off and running, folks. Nia Jax, Mia Yim, and Mia's just chopping away.
Right, just kendo stick.
Josh Alexander's in the ring, and Gabe Kidd, Leo Rush are still going one-on-one.
Again, the variety of wrestling, that's all going congruent at the same time. You've got your New Japan of Gabe Kidd versus Leo Rush. We're about to get an Iron Man match between Josh Alexander and Nick Nemeth, as we've getting a women's street fight to end Friday Night SmackDown. Like, at times you still kind of just look back of like, what is wrestling in 2024 and why is it so cool?
When you just said what you said, I had to literally look at the clock. Gone in a blink. I can't even tell you.
Oh yeah. Well, when we're watching 3 shows, time goes a little bit faster.
I'm just like fucking overload. Leo Rush gets a near fall.
Anyone else just watch wrestling matches back when they sleep because they watch so much wrestling? No, just me. Dude, okay.
The amount that wrestling has creeped into my dreams it's not even funny.
No, I've had dreams of live streams. Like, that's where I'd be at.
Freaking out because shit's not going right.
I wake up and realize I'm not live.
Right? Oh, Kendo stick to the midsection. You ever have the dream where you're like your keyboard won't work or your fingers won't work? And
something like that, or like I'm so like there's always some glitch of like I'm responsible for an issue with like the live stream and everything. Yeah,
right. Nia pushes the table back under the ring. Love it. Mia Yim,
don't get what you want.
Yo,
could we get potential bias in this Iron Man match, as Josh Alexander's wife's out here as the ring announcer? Potential bias, potential insider trading.
Maybe. There's your 6 wins against the New York Yankees this season, KJ. That's awesome, Bradley.
Fucking hell. That's honestly, no, that's really dope, Bradley. That literally you went to the trouble to do that and tied it in to how many times the Blue Jays have beaten the Yankees, which also still just you do get a little bit of that for you. By the way, in case if you're watching, if you're listening, you don't.
The Jays have underachieved horribly this year. Can't hit.
I thought we were going to get Vladdy. Honestly, I would have loved to see some Vladdy and some pinstripes.
Mm-hmm. But you Yankees, I don't know what it has been the last few years where it's like they just ran out of gas. They're just like, fuck, we're over this. And they just bottom out before the end of the year.
Well, we're still cooking a little bit. We're coming back here with a little bit of peanut oil and everything.
How the fuck how do we let Baltimore win games? That's upsetting.
They've been the underachiever. They've been slow. They've been the TNA of baseball. They've just been slowly building some shit.
Right. Gabe Kidd with a 2 count, and we are about to start the Iron Man match, folks. If you haven't given us a prediction, Josh Alexander, Nick Nemeth, who are you taking? Who you got? Who is going home with the belt tonight?
Right, as we do have bell ring. Now, I know they had the clock in the corner. Little cheeky that they had it there and then they pulled away right before the start, or should they have had it there just a running time? I do get that it's wrestling. You fudge the numbers, but yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, yeah. That's actually smart. Like, you pull it away, speed it up a little, put it back up.
Right. Well, it's the same thing of like we saw it with All In with the goddamn Casino Battle Royal. We've seen it, or the Gauntlet match. We've seen it constantly with the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Tommy's saying I started watching wrestling when I was in the 4th grade. I lived and studied for wrestling. Sometimes they call me the wrestling queen. Well, there you go.
There you go. There you go. I think a lot of us have a similar story, childhood memories of wrestling, and then it just kind of growing into kind of what we do today.
Absolutely. That's literally the goal with this, of just living the childhood dream of, you mean I get to just talk about wrestling all day? It sounds pretty fucking cool to me.
Dude, our face is somewhere in the WWE library, even if it's for less than a second.
That's so
that to me is like bucket list check.
Right, like I grew up watching the WWE library with the Coliseum home videos and everything.
Right.
And now, like, I'm almost there with the Coliseum home video.
As we come back from break, and Mishin is just wearing out Nia Jax.
Right, as we're getting a technical back and forth here of chokeholds and single legs here between Zigglypuff and Josh Alexander. As Denisha saying, KJ and Big Nick, thanks for gifting membership. Don't thank us, thank Bradley, honestly. 100%. Mans gets all the credit here. We just provide the service. And MDB, I'll touch on this last Yankees thing of Jazz Chisholm might be one of my favorite players in the league right now. Yeah, I was honestly, I'll say Jazz, that we got Jazz. I'll leave it at that. But Russian Skittle, what up, my guy? Sorry. Then we got a table. We got Leo Rush and Gabe Kidd up in a corner, and we fire extinguisher.
Fire extinguisher! Dear AEW, the fire extinguisher is a babyface spot. See how it works? The crowd cheers when you get it.
Right. Well, it's with anything in wrestling. If you keep it, if you use restraint, that's when you actually get the reactions you want.
Yeah, but rhyme and reason, right? Like, you don't just have everybody use everything. As Nia drops me on the garbage can. Woo! This match is good, folks. Where's Anthony? We need a Nia Jax rant of like, I told you she good.
Just play that up there, 100%. But yeah, and so by the way, the ref on New Japan was just talking to Gabe Kidd, so I don't know if he's letting him know that maybe you might need to adjust or anything like that. That's normally not a thing that you see and pretty blatantly see. So yeah,
like they ask you to stop jerking the air.
Whoa! Listen, it's a Caucasian ref, by the way.
Yeah, 100%.
As headlock by Alexander. Sorry.
Mia Yim with the chair. Oh.
Leo with a frog splash.
Dolph with a 2 count. Josh back into a headlock.
Sounds like we're calling out bingo numbers. I have Leo with a frog splash. Anyone got Dolph with a headlock?
Man, there's so much going on right now. We got a street fight. Mia Yim and Nia are having a hell of a street fight. An Iron Man match between Dolph or Nick and Alexander, and then Leo Rush and Gabe Kidd had been going at it for what feels like forever.
Yeah, I'm trying to. We still have the main event of Capital Collision, by the way, which is CEO taking on Momo Watanabe.
Momo!
Momo. Daniels, what up? Phil, I'm watching Nick Nemeth and Josh Alexander in a 1 hour Iron Man match right now. So are we. Russian Skittle, we didn't ignore you, just didn't say much. So there you be.
We're not obligated to say shit, sir. Now let's be real.
He said it. I might have thought it, but
right. Leo going for the clotheslines, no effect.
But no,
Nia up in a powerbomb position, Nick.
Oh, to the table!
Down she goes!
And that table was split clean as a fucking whistle there, just right down the middle. He didn't do the job.
Oh, we got Jimmy time!
She's coming down with the briefcase. Whoa. Oh, but she's going at Mia.
Pin her! Do it!
but she's conflicted. And she's got the Britney Spears, Hillary Duff crimped hair, by the way.
Uh-oh, what are you doing?
And I just, what the fuck, dude?
I'm getting her.
And she takes out, but see, that's how you can sell it off of. I was doing that. I took out Mia Yim and put you on top of her. Two out.
Thank you for this one, Gilly. I appreciate that. We do our best around here. Super chat, super stickers to guarantee we talk about it.
Right, 100%.
Yeah, she got the script in. Bailey! Ladies and gentlemen, Bailey is back.
You're shitting me right now. Sorry that I'm getting. Oh, for half a second, I was getting no signal from the venue for Emergence. But yes. Hey, ooh, ha, I want to know, will you be my girl?
Oh, Tiffany gets caught up in a cord down on her ass.
Right.
Mia,
we always set up for another tag match, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kick out by Nia. Fatal 4-way.
Oh, nah, no, maybe.
Or do it.
Maybe.
Do it.
Bad blood?
Oh, Samoa dropped through the table. Let's go. Hey, dear.
Anyone who will listen. Gabe came with a 1, 2, 3 on Leo Rush. Sorry.
There you go. Dear Britt Baker and Mercedes Moné, eat your heart out.
Oh, you're sure it's not crowd exhaustion or anything? Because they were on second to last or whatever it was.
Oh my God, she dead.
Yo!
Nia Jax with the win. Holy shit.
I really like that Nia's adopted the bonsai drop and she sat there and hit the bonsai drop in between me, him, and a trash bin. So you go smush now.
Oh, then she just threw a big chunk of table on her.
And just throwing the lid at her, just still wailing away on her in the fucking with the kendo stick and everything.
I love that. Nia Jax, like, how dare you? I love it. That's
energy, 100%.
You bastard, you hurt me. That hurt. Ouch.
Yeah, but again, now is Mia Yim half woman, half trash bin because that she just got a smush. You go smush now.
Rest in peace, Mission. What a match. What a match, folks.
And that's how you go off the air with Friday Night SmackDown. As now I'm going to switch over to Rampage. I'm just staying on the same map. So I think if we end up behind or ahead, they'll sort out where they sort out.
Ladies and gentlemen, SmackDown is coming to an end. Get in the chat. Give us your rating out of 10. Let us know how you felt about the show tonight. Plus, we still have an Iron Man match between Nick Nemeth and Josh Alexander rolling on. Leo Rush, I believe, just picked up the win over Gabe Kidd.
No, he just took the L.
He took the L.
Yeah, as I'm getting the end of The Dark Knight Rises, by the way. Yes, the fire rises as right now.
Right.
Josh Alexander again, still he's doing what you would expect a guy like Josh Alexander to do in an Iron Man match like this. Of I'm going to stretch you, I'm going to fucking wear you down. I know that I'm going to work the long game with this.
Yeah, I'm going to take you into deep water and see if you can swim. Like that's how we're going to roll this one. It works perfect. But SmackDown was good, dude. SmackDown was fast. Didn't miss a beat tonight. I thought it was solid from start to finish.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Well, I know we already asked about her. If we didn't, we will now about. Let us know your ratings, folks, for Friday Night SmackDown, as I see them already rolling in of Damien with an 8, Big Dog with a 7, Jobson saying, very good show, really good show. We got a really good show tonight, boys. 7.5, 8 out of 10, 7, 8, 7.5, 8, 7. So yeah, it really seems 8. Yeah, it seems like it's really kind of in that range, I guess, of between an 8 and a 7. It feels.
Yeah, I think a lot of people felt it was a very solid show. LA Knight was good tonight. Cody KO was good tonight. Yeah, I mean, even the kind of the throwaway matches were decent. I thought the tag match was half decent, not bad, but not great. Yeah, I mean, overall, I think I'll go 7.5. I'll split the difference in the crowd. 7.5 from me tonight. Solid, leaning towards very solid.
Fair enough. As
It gets the pin, yeah.
Right, we got Nick Nemeth with the first fall as we're already underway with Private Party and Jarrett versus Undisputed. So, no, it's Jarrett and Lethal versus Private Party versus Undisputed Kingdom. So, we're getting a trios tag match because reasons. But
reasons. Yeah, fact.
So we're 48 so far into the Iron Man match. We're starting off Rampage. I will agree with you with a 7.5. It was a good show. Clearly, it's still a bit more still setting up for the pay-per-view. It's not going to be your fucking knock it out of the park show, but you still had your really good moments. Like the street fight was good. Ludwig versus LA Knight was great. So you had your good moments in between there. Flew through. So I'll go with you 7.5.
Do you know what's becoming a trend under Triple H is putting title matches on go home shows on the like it's been like 3 pay-per-views in a row now at least. There's been a title match on the go home show. Very interesting strategies, but I like that he's doing it. Nia, man, listen, when we talk about women's wrestling, Nick, we watched a lot of women's wrestling this week. That was one of the best women's matches, and I know people go, oh, because it was a street fight. No, just overall, what a really good match. And Nia's phenomenal. What can you say about that performance?
Right. And well, like you said, though, with putting on title matches on the go home shows, it goes back to like we talked about to where they can stack the weekly shows. So it means more a lot of it, and it helps going into the pay-per-view when the go home show has title matches on it. Feels more like a go home show a bit. So absolutely. There's a lot going really well when it comes to WWE with booking. I'm not saying they're flawless, but there's a lot going right.
Yeah, and again, I think of the stuff that's not great. It's going at a pace where you might not like something, but you could run to the fridge, come back, and whatever you didn't like is gone. You know, you're not getting these long-winded.
You don't get a concert and then a match and then a segment and then later on in the backstage interview and everything.
That was like Wednesday this week was a lot of long stuff.
Right. Josh picks Nick's shoulder up when he would have had the pin. He would have had a 3 count, but he turns around and picks his shoulder. What the fuck? Why?
I think Dolph push up?
I don't know, maybe, but I got one half a Private Party with Swanton on the outside of we're getting all rise for your CEO. CEO. We can get more cringe-EO.
How do you were here with me on Saturday or Sunday and big pop for I was actually not on stream at the time.
Yo, what the fuck is just respectfully, anyone right now watching Capital Collision, all due disrespect, what the fuck is this? We've got Here Comes the White and Black. We got 2. You have a dude that looks like me with a ponytail out there breakdancing and shit like that. Like, as she's out here in her fucking, America pajamas or whatever the fuck. Like, she looks like she's fucking Jiffy Pop right now, just patriotic Jiffy Pop. We're on, in Labor Day. She's Labor Day Jiffy Pop right now. This is some bullshit. Sorry, I'm sure you were going to ask me about how much bullshit she is, but this is some bullshit.
No, it's a lot. She's not good. So Nick, we made a big deal, and this was a transition. The 2 guys on the stage when they came out, I thought it was the grizzled young vets, which perfectly ties into what I was going to say is we popped pretty good, you popped live for the grizzled young vets. Oh my god, and they're a big deal. They could really help the division. Welcome to the company. Enjoy your first match on Rampage. Is that a mistake?
Are they actually with the company though? Because we didn't get the all elite, thing like we got with Ricochet and all of that, because
Mm-hmm.
I know GYV it has been floating around with TNA and everything as well. They've been floating around a little bit amongst the companies, so maybe they're fully all elite, maybe they're not. If their debut match is on Rampage and that's their official like welcome to the company, fuck
Yeah.
out of here with that. Like,
Yeah.
even then, I'm still, even if they aren't signed, you brought them in and you feuded them with the Young Bucks and FTR right out of the way, and that's where you stick them. No, you need to make them feel strong out the gate.
Yeah, getting a win over the Outrunners on Rampage isn't exactly like starting.
And I love we love the Outrunners,
Love
but
them.
that's not the win you think it is, Tony.
Right? No, again, it's just a weird thing to do. I don't know what this happens a lot when they bring people in of like, they brought Thunder Rosa back, they brought Deonna Purrazzo back, and they're on like the second and third shows where even some of their most diehard fans admit they don't watch. But why are you not loading a lot of this into Dynamite to make Dynamite better? Put Jericho on Rampage. Make him the king of Rampage.
But could this all play into this isn't your company anymore?
Maybe. I don't know. Again, that's very compelling. I think they did it at the wrong time in the show, but it was really good what they ended up doing. It was kind of awkward and clunky, and I had suggestions to make it better, and I wouldn't have opened the show with it because the fans were confused, which again was part of the idea, but it was just a weird energy to start the show, and I felt like the show never really recovered from the start of the show being so flat.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's still kind of confusing to me as to as I've got Alexander with a suspended suplex on Nick Nemeth, but
5, 6, 7.
Yeah, as Mercedes is out here with full Americana. She's out here like Apollo Creed with this shit. Sorry.
How did she get MJF's gimmick? And he gave it up so quickly. Not even a sign of blue on him this week.
Well, and then did you see the whole thing of that? I guess his actual ring like got fucking lifted, so they're having to kind of write it into kayfabe,
right? Yeah. Oopsie.
That's a whole other conversation. The Mercedes with this honestly might be a better match than what she had with Britt, because I still think it's hilarious of, it might have been crowd exhaustion. No, y'all just weren't with it. Not at all. And you fucking exposed the game.
This match might be better because that match definitely felt like sandpaper. Like two people that weren't either overly comfortable with each other or a little hesitant around each other. Like, again, if you are in the ring and you have this idea of like, okay, we're going to go through this, then you can do this to me, but you're not going to make yourself look like a superstar on my account, and you're not going to do the same. If the egos get in the way, you get this very boring, flat match where everybody plays it safe, and that's what it felt like.
Yeah, it felt like just two people who didn't want to work together that had to work together. But back to the
roll up. 2. Nick's like on all the screens. What screen?
Literally, I'm like, I just got a 2 count from Josh. I've got the breakup of a pin on Rampage, and I've still got Momo taking on CEO on Capital Collision. But are you a believer or a non-believer that this isn't your company is a sign of the Shane McMahon?
Listen, I know if we
that needs to be a poll in the chat, by the way.
Yeah, we can do that. Listen, if we go back in the archive, there was a moment where I was like, listen, if you can finagle Shane and do it properly, this is a big fucking deal. Mm-hmm. And I know we didn't see eye to eye on the whole situation. But for me, let's say Shane is leading an anti-AEW regime, a Moxley, a Marina, and a whole bunch of others. I think it's great.
I would pop for it. I will admit that. I could see it being he does his own little version of like AEW Underground, or he does it to where it's
No.
ex WWE versus diehard AEW, as we've got double figure fours in the center of the ring, and of course the Clydesdale can't call shit is refereeing this shit. You can see the taps now finally.
Right.
A McMahon in AEW.
Notoriety, bro.
Yeah, but sorry, all of your anti WWE of AEW is the alternative, what have you, you're up in arms at that point. That is the definitive line. Go ahead.
I know where you're going, and I didn't mean to interrupt, but
Very good.
I think what they do is they spin it as he's the black sheep. He's not like the other McMahons. He always wanted to do things different and better. He's the good one. And now we have him.
Tony, you can't sell us on your bullshit. You're not going to sell us on McMahon bullshit.
Right?
Yeah,
Good.
that's a no for me, dog. I'll go Randy Jackson. We talking about voice and all that shit. That's a no for me, dog.
I just think if this was a crew, like again, it's very interesting. And again, I think people jumped off a cliff thinking Shane. But if it was to be Shane doing like this, this is my AEW now, and a Shane versus Tony storyline, and the hopes is with Shane involved, the writing or the overall creative would be better. It could be really good, bro. Could be a huge thing.
It could be good, but you know what tells me it won't be good? Because they did some shit kind of like this with the Elite and everything like that, and it was pretty fucking trash and really went out the door pretty fast. So that tells me if you do this, you're just fucking up on a grander scale. But this to me, if they do this, is WCW. This is Bischoff, Russo, New Blood bullshit. This is 100% is Millionaires Club versus New Blood. This is WCW. You might as well just spray paint that shit on a fucking Darby Allin casket at this point.
222. Nick, listen, man, I said this on Wednesday. Everything you said could be 100% accurate. But my God, it's going to be fun to watch. The story.
Watching the plane go down.
My God, just sit on the hilltop.
And I don't want it to be that. I want it to be good, but I also will just be the fucking band playing the violin and everything. Right. But I want it to be good. Two count. Damn. They're cooking with this goddamn match. I feel bad because we're talking, but
I love it.
To me, it's one of those, you don't need it, so why the fuck would you do it? Like, you figure your own shit out before you start trying to add more convoluted shit. To me, this felt like this was Moxley showing up of like, we're going to take over AEW again, a la like the Elite did. It's more that vein than it is we're going to bring in a Shane McMahon. I never believed the Shane McMahon hype, really.
Dude, two things. This as Dolph goes up, gets out through the back, hits a zigzag.
3 count. So is he up 2-0? We 2-0.
2-0.
Man's about to pitch a fucking shutout out here.
We joked about that. But listen to the thing about this, Nick. One, if this, like, say that Shane gets in there and there was a conversation and we'll get along, we're going to work together. But he gets in there and starts realizing how childish and egotistical some of the people behind the scenes are there, and they start hitting rudders and problems. The internet, the story leaks, everything's going to be amazing, and it's going to be all Shane's fault, just like it was all Punk's fault and all everyone else's fault. But other than that, imagine they run amok for a few weeks. They add a couple members. Maybe John Moxley's trying to recruit Darby, and then you have a guy come out to the ring in a cloak. And then they pull the hood back.
It was me, Con. It was me all along. No, you shift away from that iceberg, my guy. Bro, honestly, and I hate that I even just said bro there. If you're Tony Khan, a McMahon in your company, as nice as it sounds to have, is going to alienate a good chunk of your audience. And B, the Netflix shit that we talked about is about to come down. I wouldn't want to be the one that's going to have a McMahon and mindfucking on my paywall after I sat there and called Vince the Harvey, called WWE the Harvey Weinstein of wrestling, and sat there and took my shots. You'd be a little hypocritical, wouldn't it?
Tony would just say, I mean, we can't, it's sins of the father. We can't hold Shane accountable.
Yeah, but no, we've said this and we've said this, and we're blue in the face. Stop rehashing shit that's done before. Innovate. Stop trying to be an imitator. Try and be an innovator. Fucking be you. Stop trying to be somebody else.
Don't be a tater. But no, you're 100% right. I mean, you're not incorrect at all. I'm just from their aspect of.
Well, I know. I got it. It's the whole counter argument. I dig it.
Well, they want to hot shot everything, right? Like Tony's the king of the hot shot because he can't write, right? He can't book long term, so he just hot shots everything.
Yeah, speaking of hot shots, I don't know what shot Mr. Kate did to fucking end up over here, but I think she just finished her, bar shift to fucking take on Mina Shirakawa out here on Rampage, as I've got Mercedes and the Trio just getting pawed at, and we've still got Nemeth and Josh Alexander going at it. I wish I knew how long they had.
Yeah, can we have an update on that? I don't know why that's not a thing during an Iron Man match.
Well, asking you shall receive 32, 43, 42, 41. So we're halfway through, and Ziggly puffs up 2-0, 2-0, 2-0.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't listen. I'll put it this way, folks. Even if you sent out, if there a leak out of a picture of Shane McMahon standing in Gorilla waiting for his turn to go out at AEW, if that picture went viral before it happens, I still won't believe it.
It's AI.
Until he walks through that curtain and becomes visible, I will not believe it. I think it's fantasy booking. I just can't help but think of the fucking. Like, you want to make fucking noise. That's a way to do it. You want to tap into, like, the more mainstream pop culture. You put a McMahon next to your name. There's a lot.
You make noise, but do you make the right noise? Like, that's the thing. Are you just disruptor, or are you more trying to play towards your audience, which you have been for the most part? Because, like I said, I feel you throw the name McMahon attached to AEW, you're going to have a fan base that's a diehard AEW fan base that's instantly just going to run to the hills because of that.
Not if they see it as he's the good McMahon. He's not like the rest of them.
Well, honestly, I do see you if they would do the mental gymnastics of, well, he's on our side, so he's the good one.
He's okay.
Like, they will excuse bullshit. We've seen this. They'll excuse bullshit. To keep the narrative going,
right? 100%. Every time we think they're like, how many times have you and I, Nick, said to each other, "Oh, well, how are they going to get out of this one?" And there's always some verbal fucking jousting that gets them.
Tony calling AEW is the Dukes of Hazzard of wrestling, just a good old boy, never meaning no harm.
Yeah, no, 100%. Josh Alexander in control of Nick Nemeth. And you know what? Sasha and Mumu has been really good.
And it's been significantly a better match than her and Britt was. And you watch, it'll maybe get a 3.5 versus 2.5 at best.
Right. Listen.
Just to piss you off.
I saw stars going around. And again, unlike other places, including Mr. Uncle Dave, so Dave, the official star ratings for the Observer came out, and they were different than the ones we talked about. And listen, so if I misspoke as far as how we rated them, I find it very fishy though, because those stars were going around and people were giving them shit, and then his came out today, which seems like a while later, and it was kind of more inclined with what people were complaining about.
I smell fishy. Is that you, Dave? I smell fishy. Is that you, Brian?
No, I know I have a long video up here going on about Meltzer. And yes, look, you guys can hear me say
valid points. Valid points.
If I thought that the star rating that came out wasn't the right one, my bad. But everything else I said is still true and still relevant. And we've seen it time and time again. So that's my somewhat of an apology.
Fuck him. He don't need no apology.
Tombstone.
Yeah, small package tombstone for a 2 count, as I've got Bivens and Statlander out here, as they even granular cutting to like these like crowd shots of during this Iron Man match of Josh Alexander's again just smashing Nick Nemeth. And I think this is a bit, though, it seems to be playing into effect, like we talked about, of working the long game of you get a sneaky pin or two on me, but I will break you down to it, and I can hit 1, 2, 3 pins in a row.
Yeah. What I like, Nick, is the crowd's kind of keeping that murmur going. And like even then, like they were both down, they fight to get up, and then he hits a suplex, but the crowd's right there the whole suplex. Like, oh yeah, like so. I mean, it's good that you can slow the match down. It's a longer match. Be methodical, but keep the crowd invested. And again, this is the key to good wrestling.
Right. As speaking of good wrestling, we have the Gross Young Vets.
Right.
Say it ain't so showing up on Rampage.
The good McMahon. It's like saying the good Clinton.
You're not wrong. I'll take Kelsey for 100, Alex.
Right. Birds of a feather on that one.
Talk together.
The word McMahon, the internet almost explodes. Well, yeah, I mean, again, that would cause everybody to kind of explode, but they're not going to tease it if it's not true.
But he didn't say anything, though, with that. And everybody just went to their own predisposition to it.
Yeah.
I think it's more of a, riot squad. We're going to take over this shit from the inside versus we're going to bring in more authority figures. You have two authority figures, and you can't figure either of them out. And one of them owns the fucking company.
Bobby and MVP with Mox.
Oh no! Well, why is the guy that this is the weird thing though too? The guy that's been so anti-authority, everybody thinks he just lined up with the authority.
I don't know, bro.
I'm just asking questions. Right. We got the Outrunners, so I mean, I don't hate GYV versus the Outrunners.
But it's the position.
This is the Wrestler Revolver. This is a House of Glory match. This is not an AEW match.
Do this match on Wednesday. The Wednesday show was strong. Wednesday show, if you would put this match in instead of maybe a Jericho segment, now you're cooking.
Yeah, this should be two of your kind of, new tag division, because we've talked about it. The tag division across wrestling period sucks. So if you have two established tag teams that both can go and that both are over and both are good with the Outrunners and GYV, and you've just established GYV going at the Bucks and FTR, feature them on a Dynamite, feature them in the tag division, because guess what? They're going after the fucking tag belts.
100%. And just so you know, folks, the TNA crowd is on their feet and the energy is up. As we predicted, Alexander, Dolph Ziggler are putting on an absolute clinic.
They're out right now into the punch drunk, seeing, two guys after a fucking Motley Crue concert fighting out backstage.
Right.
No.
Right.
Shot to the Heart is the best song.
And I will admit, overshadowed a little right now, the Sasha match, but it's been pretty good. I hate her finisher.
What? You mean overshadowed a Mercedes Moné, a CEO match that we should all be waiting with bated breath at, that no one, and I do mean no one, gives a fuck about?
Right. As Josh got the ankle lock.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, if he's played the long game and sat there and I'm going to do the Stu Hart of stretch him, so I can lock in a hold or two, and you're going to tap, and then I lock in the next one, and you're going to tap, and I lock in the next one, and you're going to tap. I can rack them fucks up. I can rack those up quick.
You know what I always thought was a smart move was the heels that would come in and take a DQ in the first fall, like drill them with a chair, take the
and then I'll eat the first, pin or two because I'm going to beat the piss tar and leather out of you. Yeah. So then now you're got to work back from it.
Yeah, you got.
And that also does at times help the babyface because you're coming against insurmountable odds.
Yeah, you start from under right away.
Technically over, but under.
Amen. Sad, did she choke her out? That was a weird. I don't know what's happening here. Are they fighting? They're fighting over a bat, I think.
Yeah, because that's 100% be a thing that happens as the ref just.
Did we get Camille? Did we get Camille?
But why were we already fighting over a bat when it's supposed to be a no DQ match and everything? Like, it shouldn't have even been involved. Like, the ref should have instantly just been like, why are you fighting over it? Fuck it, this is out of here.
Oh, up and over. Oh, locks her in. Backpack.
So what does she call her little...
I have to get a bump for that.
I know the bank statement, but what's the backpack, like, spin
I don't,
cutter?
Anyone
the
else?
CEO? What do you know?
Or something like that. But Sasha gets the win. Why they didn't need the ref bump in that spot for how it played out? Nobody used the bat as a weapon.
The reason why you would do that is because you're trying to keep everybody to look strong of it. Moneymaker. Okay. Well, that's the channel changer. That's what that is.
The channel changer.
Yeah, that's what that is now. It's the channel changer because of, like, I get you're trying to probably keep people strong and everything of, well, she got distracted and all of that, but you could do that same finish and lead into that same finish 10 other ways that don't revolve around a bat or anything that should have ended the match, like, or even a ref bump. You literally, she backdrops you into the turnbuckle, boom, hits it, what have you.
But you could do that exact sequence the exact same way, and like if the ref was watching, because nobody swung the bat.
There was no need to take out the ref because there was no DQ. Like that's step one there.
Yeah, so if the ref's going to take the bump and fall back, then you might as well have Sasha when she comes up and over, hit her with the bat, and then she gets the win. But hey,
why would you bring in the bat if you're not going to use it?
Yeah.
Unless we miss them all of a sudden just turning this into home run derby, but yeah.
Right.
As we're in picture with Rampage as Mercedes, of course, gotta cut a promo, gotta be cringe to end the show.
21 minutes left, folks. Josh Alexander.
I thought she was. I was like, don't tell me she's about to try and talk for 21 minutes.
Oh my
God.
God.
Put that email out there. Don't you do that to me, Ricky Bobby.
I don't even have the volume on for her. I have.
Even if we did, it'd be the same.
Right.
She speaks at a dog whistle tone.
But she's great. Yeah, I hear you. Mercedes is like, I just want to change the channel. Sad, but true. Sorry, Damien.
It really is a thing of, it's just, there's no checks and balances, honestly, to really establish, like, no, you think you're really over, but you're not over.
No.
You're like, there's no balance to sit there and say this is a shit segment, or maybe we shouldn't.
Ref bump. Sorry, Nick.
We're good. This would be where we call for a ref bump.
It's funny how the wrestling worked out tonight. Tag team matches together, high flying matches together, ref bumps together.
It's been very simpatico here.
Thank you, wrestling god. Lined up well.
Thank you, Jobu.
Now
I can hit curveball.
Josh grabs a table, big pop.
as we're back with tag team action of believe that's Turbo Floyd trying to look for the tag as James Drake going for the
no.
reverse superplex. I like how why do we need to see this? I don't need to see this. You don't need to tell me you're dope because I don't need to see a video of you like begging fans of like, don't you want to hold this? Oh, don't you want a picture with me?
She's a
like she's fucking Vincent out here at a fucking convention just hoping for a fucking $10 bill or some fucking Olive Garden breadsticks. She's out here like she thinks she's so much more over in her own mind than anybody, and I do mean anybody.
That's why she wanted that. She wanted that Charlotte Flair money, bro.
Well, and even the contract shit of like Swerve's contract of it upsets WWE. Well, no shit. If I'm the Buffalo Bills and you know the Jets signing somebody for a fucking higher contract, that kind of works.
Sorry, God, big backdrop. Alexander going down hard on
the apron.
And dude, this is obnoxious at this point. Can we click to something else?
Yep. You go away now, and we split to 2 screens. Is what we do now because I don't need to watch that shit at all.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you can give us your rating out of 10 on SmackDown if you haven't done that yet. If you want to throw in any opinion about SmackDown, feel free to do so. Or Berlin, if you want to chime in about Collision, jump on in there. And we're still got an Iron Man match rolling, and it's been fire.
As we had a spinning tombstone.
Oh!
1, 2, 2. 2 count on a spinning tombstone. What is it going to take to put this man away?
Is Alexander going to get shut out?
You can't do that unless you do that and he becomes so dejected that he shows up at No Mercy on Sunday and helps Ethan Page retain over Joe Hendry, and we continue and set up that feud.
It feels highly possible. Mercedes has more star power than wrestlers that you name, even Liv Morgan. And correct. Sorry.
Bold statement.
Look at the crowd reaction when Liv's is out there right now. Mercedes would kill for that kind of reaction. You know I love you, Damian, but I'm never gonna agree with you on Mercedes, my guy. But that's okay.
Right.
We go live 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Big dog. Breakfast. Grab your bacon, your snacks, folks. We are here all weekend long as we bring you Bash in Berlin, followed up by No Mercy. Tiger Driver.
As GYV picks up the win, as Josh picks up a 1-2-3 as well. So 2-1. So he won't get no shutout here.
Did not get skunked.
But how much time do we have left? Could we go to a 2-2 and then like a sudden fall or some shit?
I think so. So you might be more whoever went 3-2, which I think you might have a nice call. Just see what guy, see if you can get the dude right too. That would be the trick.
Oh, I kind of threw it out there either way, but
another Tiger Driver or whatever he calls it. He calls it, man, I'm bad Canadian right now.
Yeah, as he hits another 3 again, like we said.
Shouldn't you get like a 10-second pause between the falls?
No, fuck off.
He's already out.
Bitch made. No, that's what we said of the whole strategy of him was doing.
Yeah, wear him out.
Very much. I'm going to just sit there and wear you down and play this shit in the long game here.
Right. 100%. See, it's
C4 spike, because of the vertebrae. Yeah.
What we're planning to do coming up in the future, see that I'm worried about the short-term memory making me blank out when I need answers, Nick.
I mean, so then you eat a spicy wing. I don't know, my guy. So you get you're
breaking the place.
Bring the wall. We are live. 100%.
Right. What is on the front of a Canadian dollar? A
A
loon.
loon.
A loon. So on one side, it's the queen. I think it might be the king now, or eventually.
Prince Charles.
Yeah, it's a loon. The quarter's a moose. The nickel's a beaver. The dime's a boat. We don't have pennies.
It sounds like a fucking like what
Monopoly
shit you'd
pizza.
find in a cereal box. Respectfully, all due respect of it. I know I just destroyed my gaff, but it sounds like some shit you would find in a cereal box. Like if you get a $2 one, it's a beaver. If you get a $1 one, it's a fucking bird. If
Right.
you get this one, it's a moose. Like what the fuck?
Wrestling for Life presents Canadian Charms cereal with your favorite marshmallows.
Right. Well, that's the longest running question of do we just not see tricks in the shapes and everything because now we're not kids anymore?
Right. You're a bad Canadian right now, KJ. Don't worry. I won't tell Brett. Brett has a little in his lair. He has like a little signal that goes off every time someone's un-Canadian.
Right. Someone's not wearing a Canadian tuxedo.
Yeah. Dolph Ziggler on the back of Alexander. I'm sorry, Nick. Nemeth, not you.
No, you're fine. I'm out here still just trying to play tech support.
Right.
Seriously. All right. So we're going unfiltered at this point.
Nick just said, fuck this shit. I'm out.
We got like 20 minutes. I mean, you can either watch me fuck around with it or I can go
good.
unfiltered.
To be honest, but we're good. Folks, we are live more than any other.
Right, in case you didn't know.
I love it.
Hopefully, I don't do any puh sounds because my pop filter is gone.
Yeah, just mind. Keep your puh calm.
Keep your puh to yourself.
Yeah, calm your puh. Bret Hart should be on the dollar. That'd be interesting.
Nyla Rose just got a win. That was a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Nyla Rose.
Yeah, it's so odd. She's been getting random wins on Rampage for 5 years. It's insane. I don't get it.
And still to come, we've got Takeshita versus formerly known as Black Taurus, and I couldn't catch everybody else. As we're getting a Leo Rush video packages. We just saw him on, Capital Collision here.
Oh, big headbutt by Nick.
Not me.
Anyone else? There you go. Thank you, guys.
Shut up.
I wish
I had business.
Yo, I wish I had like an actual soundboard I could play like
listen. We're good. I can put now. Yeah. We're back to our regular scheduled programming, okay? Sometimes it gets aggressive. We're out here. We're watching 3-4 plus shows and everything like that. So sometimes it gets a little hazardous out here.
Right, and it's working already. Yeah, you got your puh back, so that's good news.
Yeah, I got my puh. I put the puh back in. I can't even say it.
Oh, he just got in. Sorry, Nick. Just beats out the count out.
Right. Oh.
Yeah, we have
to not know more of what he hits is still just a bit more of a J driller.
Yeah.
It's not exactly a Tiger Driver. It's more of a J driller.
Yeah. Oh, up over into the table. Forgot that was there. You put it out there like 18 minutes ago.
Again, though, following the laws of wrestling, he who sets it up must go through it.
Oh. Toonies or loonies? Loonies are $1. Toonies are $2. This is fun. Toonies have.
Welcome to Canadian economics with KJ.
Right. Toonies have polar bears on them. Our bills are weird.
What? Y'all just claiming polar bears now?
Yeah.
Just you claim everything north of you?
Well, once you get past the tree,
no one's going to challenge us for it. So it's ours now.
That's the big shocker of the world. Peaceful Canada. We got all the aliens, and you guys didn't know. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, Independence Day. I'm gonna be out there like cousin Eddie. Hello, boys, I'm back.
It's amazing that you found a way to be the same guy in two different movies in the same week.
Exactly.
Oh, Mr. Quaid would be proud.
100%. Well, he might be out there with his conspiracies and the theories. So yeah.
Right. Alexander, another C4. Jesus Christ. Dolph's gonna need surgery after this match.
Oh,
Foot on rope.
Aubrey, look familiar.
Yeah, right. When you're looking at it.
Foot on the rope, so that breaks it up. So we're still at a 2-2 tie. And I wish I knew the time.
Right. It's got to be 10 minutes. This is awesome chance late in the match. So that tells you how they're doing, folks. If you can't see this match right now, the crowd is on their feet. This is awesome.
But
guys, what a match, Nick.
Oh, 100%. That's what makes this great, is because right now any fall could be the deciding fall. Like, we've had our kind of trades off here of we're getting to the nitty gritty here of we're down in a crunch time to where if somebody gets a fall, they may not be able to get, like,
right.
You may not be able to counter that. So it might be the deciding factor.
Right. Or do you see someone like, get the fall and then play a little defense?
Right. Keyshawn saying, who's the best Canadian wrestler right now not named Omega?
That's a tough one. I mean, my favorite is KO for obvious reasons.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, realistically, it's Chris Jericho, right? I heard Jericho
fucking lying.
I heard Jericho tell people it's Jericho, so that's the answer.
No. Josh. It's got to be Josh.
Yeah, Josh is kind of the beast of the Canadians right now. Remember when he got deported kind of during the pandemic and shit, and they couldn't figure out how to get him back in there?
I remember when it was still a big issue to where it was contested of if he was going to be in WWE or if he was going to re-sign with TNA.
Yeah.
So I know there's been the re-sign thing, and I know you talked about it earlier of like, well, TK offered so-and-so to Kevin Owens. Well, then that's contract tampering, which is the same thing that Tony Khan bitches about. Right. So no. Kevin Owens is great. Sammy's great. They've had their heydays. Right now, I think it's again, we're back in the heyday a little bit of Josh right now. Maybe an Ethan Page. Right
now, but I wouldn't. I think Josh is ahead of Ethan. And again, I think just trying to like run.
We'll see how it goes with Joe Henry. That might decide something.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. But yeah, I think as far as overall performer, pro wrestler, I think Josh Alexander is the most talented. He's one of the most talented, period, in the world. Never mind just Canada.
Facts. As we've got both men setting up on the top rope. Oh, Josh knocks off Dolph as I got Commander.
Commander, because we haven't had enough of Commander in our
We've got all the luchas. I've seen every lucha possible, I feel, so far tonight.
I've got all the luchas.
I have a full set of luchas right now.
Right.
I've got a lovely bunch of luchas. Here they are standing in a row. Big one, small one, some that'll flip over your head.
Oh, Nick, superplex.
Nick, Nickelodeon. Sorry, I had to. You grow up with the name Nick, and even my mother would call me Nickelodeon. You grow up in that shit, yeah.
I gotta make you a Nickelodeon knockoff, like a big Nickelodeon something.
No, that's gonna sound perverted because then just the blimp's gonna just have a more adult figure to it.
Big Nickelodeon, and then on the back,
want
to play
the blimp. Yeah.
Why
Nickelodeon blimp shit?
Yeah,
exact.
What do you guys, folks? What do you think? We get
447, 446. We're moving on from this to 444, 440. So we're in the final 4 minutes.
If you guys will buy it.
Nope. Nope. As Josh and Nick right now just train blows as again. So our second showing of Lio Rush for the evening. We were wondering who would do double duty, and turns out if you picked Lio Rush, you were right.
Oh, he's setting it up. Big super kick.
One, two go. But so we have Takeshita, Lio Rush, Commander, and formerly known as Black Taurus. Black Mantis, Black Manta Ray, I don't know. That's what we've got. Takeshita's fucking leagues above everybody here at this point, respectfully.
Poor Takeshita. No wonder he's upset.
He's just waiting for this shit to run out. He's just like, can I just go over there now? Like, if they're taking Ricky Starks, can I just like ride in the trunk?
Can I take my shitta and go?
Right. I would like to take my shitta and go.
As Leo up and over, Commander up and over, caught though. But back to the actual match.
Right. 23, 22, 21. We're trying to set up a belly to back suplex. But Josh Alexander is fighting back, and the straps are down, folks.
Down to the final 3 minutes, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, and just plants Zigglypuff.
I think we officially set the record for most German in one night of all kinds.
Well, wait, I don't know. We still got tomorrow. That's like however many hours of just German.
Right? Germans everywhere tonight.
We're all living in America. There's a reason I use that on the call out.
2 minutes and 45 seconds, Code Hater.
Right. We're down to the final countdown here.
You can't do that on television. Pause. What?
Fair enough.
Oh, shit. Ziggler into the turnbuckle.
Oh, he hits his own. Josh Alexander hits a modified zigzag. Two out. It was more of just like, we fall down now. It was a shit zigzag. It was, he should have zigged. He zigged when he should have zagged.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
It was we fall down now.
Yeah, Josh Alexander hits the zag zig.
Right. Not to be confused with Danzig, but yes.
Roll up. Oh, no, sorry.
Always just mushing him in the face. That's always a weird, interesting thing. You see it at times randomly with like MMA and everything of you controlling somebody's breathing because you're mushing their face.
Absolutely. What a match. I think they're chanting USA though.
They don't know.
Rude.
Oh, he's setting up for another one. Oh. Yeah, the C4 is very much the J Driller. Setting up for they're going back and forth. Is he gonna hit it? That's the thing. Is Ziggler gonna hit a dead eye, or is rolls out of a 2 count? I thought that would have been I thought he was about to hit a pedigree for that.
Dolph goes through. Has anybody checked on Anthony? Anthony, are you bleeding?
Right, zigzag. 52, 51, 50, 49, 48, 47, 46, 45. Like, do it.
We're going to overtime. We go to overtime.
Does it just become a time limit draw?
30 seconds. Oh, wait. Dolph's going for it. Oh, no.
He hits his own. 26, 25. 1, 2, 3. You got 20-something seconds. So I think at this point, it's clear as crystal that one Nick Nemeth is retaining as your TNA World Heavyweight Champion. 6, 5,
it's over.
3, 2, 1.
What a match. What a match. And how to make a guy look like a hero. And every one of us got this one wrong. Yes. Dolph Ziggler with a huge win.
I at least got the 5, but yeah, and now I think this could be more interesting if Josh Alexander shows up on a Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
Because I got fucked out of. I lost my shot at a title. I'm making sure you losing yours.
Boom. Yeah. Dude, man, guy, buddy.
I'm not your buddy, guy. I'm not your guy, friend. I'm not your friend, buddy.
Nick Nemeth with an outstanding win. And it was cool because you felt the energy of the building. Like the fans wanted those seconds to wind down as Josh is kind of trying to get himself, but he's exhausted. The bad guy is spent. What a win. What a match. That is one of TNA's best matches of the year. That was outstanding.
That's very much a clear match of the year candidate. Might only JBL showing up because we had John Bradshaw Layfield show up with Nick Nemeth out there in CMLL, which, I think that's when the world realized hell froze over.
Right. JBL here, folks. JBL's been making the rounds, Nick. JBL on.
He's out here on a babyface run.
A little bit, right?
What you're seeing now is an old man who's trying to get into heaven now.
Fact.
As he's just whispering to Nevis. So it's the night of whispers.
It's the night of whispers.
Shout out Dr. Disrespect, but this is the night of whispers.
2-for-1 tacos down at Chili's. Let's go.
Right.
And he just leaves.
Spider 2Y banana.
All right.
But my only thing would have been with this match, should you have tried to shave it to where the last seconds were the last bit of the pin and everything like that.
No.
So where you don't have those extra like 10, 15 seconds of he's just fumbly. It literally comes down to the last 10 seconds and that's the pinfall.
Yeah, you're not wrong typically, but I mean, I feel like that's the huge, like that's been done. Because it works. He hit it with 6 seconds left, and maybe he wanted to hit it a little bit later, but you hit the pin with 6 seconds left, and then he's waiting just in case the bad guy gets up with enough time left. I liked it. I really liked how that finished. He looked like a victorious hero. He didn't eke it out. He won.
That's valid. That's actually the last part of that is 100% valid. And a hell of a match, a hell of a show from Emergence, 100% of, honestly, that might be show of the night so far. I know New Japan's kind of been the bastard redheaded stepchild a bit with everything, and especially ended it with Mercedes. So what did you expect? You go into the woodshed. You cannot put Mercedes in the main event or else you get the hose again.
Right.
But I think Emergence to me was show of the night. SmackDown, it would be probably number 2. And then you can battle it out between Capital Collision and Rampage.
Well,
as we do still have the Fatal 4-Way match going on for anyone paying attention.
Oh, shit.
I do still have that. Right now, I've got Leo Rush and Takeshita going on. If this literally looks like a child versus his babysitter.
Dude, the minute Emergence ended, I just clicked out. I was like, shit. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, don't worry. I got you. Commander right now, a front splash thing.
I can't even overly give a fair assessment of Rampage. I really fell right to the background. I mean, I'm sure it was Rampage.
Yeah, well, it is one of those of, NA non-applicable.
Yeah, it need not apply.
Yeah, well, hold on. But yeah, I would say to me at least it goes Emergence, SmackDown, Capital Collision, and then Rampage is what it is. Of Rampage is a little bit of the catch-all of the rest of the wrestling discussion for the evening.
I mean, at this point, I feel like we view it as like level up, and we don't count it.
But that's the problem is if we're gonna do that, then either shouldn't be on TV, or you should take something that's not on TV and use that to be your developmental, to be your level up.
Yeah. So it's still Mortis and Commander Nut?
That's still going on.
That's still happening?
Still going on. We have
son of a bitch
5 minutes left. So this is your main event of Rampage. It is Mortis. I can't call him Mortis because that's fucking Canyon. Black Taurus, Commander, Leo Rush, and Konosuke Takeshita. And this is why these guys go over to New Japan and get better runs. Go over to Anovas and shit and get a better run as triple, like superplex, Spanish fly, my guy.
The crazy combo. Leo Rush hitting a splash after. 8.5 for TNA. That was insane show. Emergence was fantastic. Yeah, Emergence was great. It took a lot of my attention away from the other shows. Yeah, a lot of intrigue. My only disappointment, my biggest disappointment was Shira. No offense, but I was hoping for someone more monster-ish.
Right. Tony Hayes asking if JBL was in TNA before. No.
No, not to my.
No, he was the one that was out there of any other promotion. I still remember him being out there with ECW of talking about bouncing checks and everything.
Yeah,
that's how he felt with a lot of that shit. So yeah. He's going on. I've said this. What you're seeing now is an old man who's trying to get into heaven now.
9 out of 10 from Anthony. 5-3 record. 8.5 tonight. So a lot of people are pretty happy with that. 8 out of 10 on Capital Collision. That one's a little harder for me to rate just because it didn't steal my attention away a lot. Seemed okay. I think I'll give it like a obligatory 7.
Yeah, and it's still also too a little bit. I like that. There was a lot of 5 and 4s, 7 and 3s, what have any sort of shit like that. If there wasn't a straight up clean record for anybody talking about any of the matches tonight or anything.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
SmackDown 7.5, Capital Collision 7, Emergence 8.25.
8.25. Yeah, I'll go 8 on Emergence. I'll go 7.5 or 7 on Capital Collision, and 7.5 on SmackDown, right?
So we agree minus a quarter point. I think we're gonna get the Commander, the Taker moonsault.
Right. This match will not end, Nick.
This is the song that never ends. It goes on and on, my friends. It's not a bad match, but it's
fun.
At this point, honestly, with the smorgasbord, the buffet we've had of wrestling, I'm stuffed. I'm full. I'm sending this back. I'm sending this back to the kitchen. I don't need this.
You know what it's like, Nick? Half an hour from now, you'll be messaging me. You're hungry.
Oh, no, 100%. These are getting thrown in the fridge as leftovers.
Right, 8.5 for Emergence. Thanks. I didn't think so. I was surprised. Again, I think that's probably the biggest surprise of the night is Nick Nemeth retains. A lot of us thought it was going to be Josh, and they burned. They fucking from start to finish had the crowd with them. I thought what an outstanding match. The energy in the building at the end of that night. Man, I thought they killed it. Like outstanding pay-per-view. And
Emergence was still one that seemed to constantly build throughout the night. 100%. They did really well. And I know at times they might have just hit the eye of the storm here with this, though, too, because we've at times been critical of when TNA would do a Friday pay-per-view head-to-head with a SmackDown, head-to-head with this, what have you. But they looked out of it was a go-home show overseas for SmackDown. You got Capital Collision as Takeshita picks up the win. So that's how you end Rampage with Takeshita, the guy who should have won the fucking match. Clearly wins the match and pins fucking Commander. Takeshita is such an underrated fucking guy. Like he's a blue chip on a blue chip at this point. But anyways, TNA very much has struck the fucking gold here of we normally criticize if they run a pay-per-view on a Friday because they'll get lost in the shuffle. They won the fucking shuffle here. They hit jackpot here.
Yeah, I still think the Friday pay-per-view should be a special Thursday pay-per-view the way the other shows kind of do it at times. I still don't think Fridays are great. They did. Tonight was a good night for them. They were the best show of the night. SmackDown was fun, don't get me wrong, but Emergence was more fun. Zachary Wentz, another big surprise. There was a lot in there that was really solid, really enjoyable. I got no complaints, man. I thought this was solid from start to finish. So like you said, yeah, big W for them. But I mean, I would highly recommend they try and get away from the Friday. Like even if you did Sundays, there's opportunity there. But Fridays are rough.
Yeah, well, you're going to end up with some competition on a Friday. Like you said, maybe a Thursday. You stand out, you be unique. But yes, we have finally crossed the finish line, my guy. We have survived the gauntlet of wrestling.
Right. What I find funny is we cram so much wrestling in it. Usually, like we're here for long times, like we will be tomorrow. And it's like 3.5 hours. We just crammed all that goddamn wrestling. Like 30 matches close to it, multiple matches, hardcore matches, garbage cans and broken tables.
Street fights, title changes, world title shots, all of that.
In 3.5 hours, my guy, we literally a mega stream tonight. We will call last call in the chat, but a hell of a night. We're spoiled as wrestling fans. If we can keep the positivity and focus on the good stuff, great job. TNA is cooking, man. And I'd put up Emergence against Dynamite or anything like that any week for the people that want to dismiss TNA. You have to take notice. That crowd was live, energized. The building was lit nicely, and the wrestlers tore it up.
I want to see a discourse of better 1 hour match between MJF and Ospreay and Nick Nemeth and Josh Alexander, because I think that there's a discussion that could be had in there.
Yeah, I mean, it was a hell of a fucking match, man. Again, I might have to go rewatch some of the stuff, but it's really hard to give everyone a very entertaining solid 60 minutes. They did it in spades tonight. So
after a full show too.
Right. But ladies and gentlemen, I will remind everybody we are raising money for literacy. So go get our F Meltzer t-shirts in honor of our favorite multi-star general. All the proceeds go to the World Literacy Foundation. So go check that out. Click the link below and support a wonderful cause.
FCKMLTZ.
But that's it. Go check out the merch store. Go check out all our links below. Tomorrow we're back for Bash in Berlin. Breakfast with the boys, brunch with the boys, if you will. 13. Brunch with the boys 13. So we are going to end August with a bang. And we're going to start September with one too, as we are back for No Mercy on Sunday as well, folks. We think that 57 people are still here with us. 54. I just scared 3 away. But that's it.
Raise your hand. They're like, he's going to hit us.
Right. But that's it, Nick. A hell of a night.
Absolutely. And 100%. So clocks are running now, folks. So everybody synchronize your watches out here like James Bond, because in at this point, literally less than 12 hours, we will be back at it like a jackrabbit out here for Bash in Berlin, covering anything and everything all over again, because again, often imitated, never replicated, never duplicated. Our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is authentic. When you're talking about that wrestling, you're able to put that for life with it.
Come back tomorrow morning, get your bacon. Let's go. See you on the flip side. Good night.